Fala, meus queridos, tudo bem com vocês? Aqui é o Adriano Lenhador, estamos começando mais uma live de transmissão, retransmissão, né? Da Warriors Den. Hoje teremos o lançamento do novo herói Viking, o Varegian, ou Vareg, né? Em português vai ser Vareg, tá? Enquanto não começa a live, eu vou comentar com vocês um pouquinho é, sobre o personagem, né? Na verdade, eu não sei nada ainda. Mas para você que está assistindo esse vídeo depois da live, se você não está acompanhando ao vivo, eu vou deixar aqui na descrição o tempo de que é falado cada coisa, tá? Na- Aqui na nossa live. Então, você que não tem paciência, já quer ir direto ao assunto e não está vendo ao vivo, olha aí embaixo na descrição, vai ter aí lugar para você clicar e ver logo o personagem que é o que todo mundo quer, né? Mas no caso aqui, como a gente vai ver ao vivo, faltam 5 minutos, como vocês podem ver aí, mas falta 5 minutos para começar a contagem de 10 minutos. Então, na verdade, faltam 15 minutos para a live. É o tempo da gente trocando uma ideia aí, vendo o que vocês querem que entre no jogo, o que não entre, que dá um pouquinho de opinião, porque durante a live eu não vou conseguir ficar respondendo muito chat. Beleza? Então, deixa eu dar os salves aí, ó. Salve pro Jefferson, Lucas Almeida, Nery Falcão, Rafael Brito, Misa Play, Comuna Comunista, o Luiz Henrique Caldas, João, Alan Tunes, não vou abrir na Twitch, Grande Card Cósmico, Grande Pu. É... Vamos lá, né? Enquanto não começa, vamos dar ideia aí. Quando que a season acaba mesmo? Mas sei lá, velho. Eu sou péssimo com datas, viu? Péssimo com datas. Ahn, Patch Notes tenham buffs para Hitokiri. Difícil. Espero que na quarta feat do herói novo ele exploda o mapa e a gente vá para um novo mapa. Pô, começou já. Salve aí, Bruno Kozlov. É, assim, antes de começar, eu vou falar um pouco sobre o novo herói. Não o que eu sei, porque na verdade eu ainda não sei, mas vou saber. Né? Como sempre aqui no meu canal, eu recebo o acesso antecipado do novo herói. Então, se você aí quer, eu quero saber tudo do personagem, para quando ele lançar, eu já comprar ele já sabendo. Então, fica ligado aqui no meu canal, porque sempre eu coloco aquele tutorial antes do lançamento. Eu recebo o acesso antecipado da UB, já testo o Max Punch, o que faz o personagem e o que não faz. Claro que não dá para testar assim muita coisa, mas o básico a gente consegue testar sim, tá? Então, quando lançar o personagem, antes já vai ter o tutorial aqui no meu canal. Assim espero. Normalmente é assim que a UB trabalha comigo, né? Acho que essa temporada não vai ser o suficiente. Vale a pena comprar o Highlander? Se você quer comprar ele só por ele ser bonito, João, vai fundo, tá? Salve aí pro Gabriel Lima. Parei de jogar pouco depois do lançamento do Medjay e voltei uns 2 dias. Achei legal os novos personagens, mas parecem levemente fortes. Questão de você acostumar, tá? É... Adriano, o que você espera dessa Warriors Den, além de muito descaso da parte dos desenvolvedores? Cara, acho que eles vão ter um trabalho aí com um servidor. O servidor andou ruim alguns dias aí, né? O pessoal percebeu. Eu acho que vai vir notícias boas do rework do Highlander. Eu acho que já tá no prazo limite deles me dar a resposta se vai mudar alguma coisa no herói ou não. Talvez vão vir com alguma resposta boa naquele buffzinho da PK, o Bash dela, né? Pra abrir o cara de forma externa. E é o rework do Medjay, eu acho que vai precisar de mais testes. Ahn, Tô querendo nerf da Hitokiri. Qual o Max Punish do Glad? Ih, de cabeça eu não vou saber não. Na Glad ainda? Mano? Sabe que eu não sei, né? Rono vai ter uma sarrada com shield que vai derrubar no chão. Será? Será? Uma sarrada? Não sei, né? Viking romano? Não, não é esse o contexto, não. Vou explicar o contexto histórico do personagem, tá? Pra vocês. Vai abrir live na Twitch? Não vou abrir na Twitch, só YouTube. Vamos fazer um corrente de oração e um pet note nerfando Orochi Bárbaro? Sim, vamos lá. Mas ninguém fala disso, né, Rafão? O pessoal acha que o jogo focado em dash attack 1 locado é bonito. Ah, vamos lá. Que mais? Falta o boneco com escudo começar a dar pirueta igual com a Firo. Eu acho que o Daniel, acho que ele vai ter uma gameplay mais pesado, tá? É... Bom, é o seguinte, tá começando aqui. Começando, né? Deixa eu ver. Tá começando, falta um minuto para começar. Eu vou esperar entrar a musiquinha e a imagem, e aí eu vou dar para vocês falar um pouco da historicamente, né? O que é os Varegues, né? Da onde o personagem foi inspirado. Claro que eu tô falando isso baseando-se só no nome, tá? Eu me baseando só no nome, eu ainda não vi nada da Warriors Day, não vi nada do personagem. As únicas coisas que eu vi foi o que vocês viram, que é o trailer, revelação, né? É, então, eu vou aproveitar esses 10 minutos, porque assim, quando eles falarem inglês, dificilmente eu vou conseguir traduzir. Mas como o pessoal que me acompanha sabe que eu gosto, né? Gosto de história, principalmente a parte de guerreiros e tal. Então, Guarda Varegue já é algo meio que conhecido, assim, de quem gosta de guerreiros históricos, coisa e tal, né? É, em português, eu não vi nada de tradução, mas a tradução Varegian, em português é Varegue, tá? E que são os Varegues? Basicamente, ó, começou aqui a contagem, vou colocar na tela para vocês, bonitinho, pronto. Agora tem música, só me fala se a música deles lá tá muito alta, se não tá muito minha voz, poder tá baixadinho, tá tipo som ambiente, né? Tá rolando aí, a stream oficial vai começar em 10 minutos. Então, enquanto isso, eu vou falar um pouquinho para vocês sobre esse contexto histórico aí dos Varegues, né? Basicamente são os antepassados dos russos. São guerreiros nórdicos, só que diferente dos vikings das, das, das épocas das invasões na Inglaterra ali e tal, aquela galera que mais estereotipada, né? Meio alta a música, já deu uma baixadinha, pô. Uma baixadinha aqui. Agora tá bem baixinha. Ei, agora tá muito baixo. É porque o meu fone tá baixo, né? Eu sou meu burro. Pronto. Agora tá bem baixinho, né? Agora tá tipo som ambiente. Tá, enquanto vocês vão me dando feedback aí, vamos lá. Então, como eu estava dizendo, eles são. A gente tem assim, pensa que Viking é só. Meu, Viking, se vocês forem ver, é basicamente Valkyria, Warlord, Raider é o que lançou, velho. Depois não veio nada de Viking, né? O Highlander e o Celta não tem nada de Viking, é escocês. A Xamã também não tem nada de Viking. É tipo um meio picto, né? Os guerreiros meio pictos ali. Que mais? Jormungandr é um nada com nada. Então, se vocês forem ver, esse conceito de Viking é meio. São mais guerreiros nórdicos, né? E os Varegues são a nata dos guerreiros nórdicos ali, representam muito bem. Então, como eu estava dizendo, quem são os Varegues? São guerreiros ali da região da Escandinávia, Rússia, Suécia, né? Que se estabeleceram ali, foi basicamente a galera que veio a fundar o reino da Rússia. Mas eles ficaram mais conhecidos, assim, não é popularmente, né? Mas eles marcaram mesmo o seu nome com os guerreiros da Guarda Varegue, que eram guerreiros de elite que faziam a guarda pessoal do imperador do Império Bizantino. Isso nós estamos falando de século X já, tá ligado? Então eles teoricamente são contemporâneos dos cavaleiros, dos cruzados, né? Mais ou menos ali na na mesma época. Vou baixar mais a música, mano. Tá alto ainda. Então, cara, eu acho que é muito Viking, representa muito os Vikings, tá? Bem legal, gostei dessa decisão. Então, a Guarda Varegue, eles eram muito conhecidos por ser muito ferozes em combate, exatamente pelo uso do machado, né? Então eles combinam ali meio que o espírito viking com a ferocidade deles, tal. Eles eram guerreiros extremamente leais, né? Também por isso que o imperador preferia ter esses guerreiros nórdicos extremamente leais e ferozes na sua defesa do que a própria galera da região dele ali, tá? Então, mais ou menos esse é o contexto histórico. Claro que tem muita coisa para falar a respeito, né? Mas quem não tem ideia, o que é esse cara? O que é esse viking de armadura? Por que esse cara tá de armadura, né? Por que ele não é cavaleiro, tá ligado? Então, fica aí essa explicação, né? Da onde vem a, a Guarda Varegue e o que são, beleza? Então vamos lá. É, o que eu espero que tenha hoje na Warriors Den, né? Eles já eram cristãos, boa pergunta. Eles foram convertidos todos ao cristianismo ortodoxo, né? Que não é o, o catolicismo romano, né? Eles eram ortodoxos exatamente porque eles serviam, né, ao Império Bizantino. Tanto que se você for ver, a Rússia tem até hoje lá uma grande influência dos cristãos ortodoxos, né? Olha aí que legal, a gente vendo no Guerreiro do For Honor um pouco sobre a história e a origem aí, né? Porque o reino da Rússia foi fundado exatamente por essa galera. Então, é isso, né? Que mais? Viking na vida real usava armadura full. É que depende da época, Rafão. É o que eu tava falando. Muito se retrata dos vikings naquelas invasões iniciais, que ali próximo do século VII, né? Então, os varegues, a gente já está falando de século X, mais ou menos. Século XI. Então, já é uma galera que usava o que tinha na época, que era armadura, né? Só que o que é característico é o uso do machado. Eles realmente usavam um machado de batalha. Isso era característico deles, né? Então, isso é bem legal, bem interessante. Que mais? Bom, acho que é isso, né? Então, live na Twitch. Não, é pelo YouTube, porque eu faço a live do YouTube, galera, ela fica gravada. Muitas pessoas assistem depois. A gente tem aqui, às vezes, é, 60, 100 pessoas vendo ao vivo, depois fica com 2.000, 3.000 visualizações, porque as pessoas assistem depois, né? Então, eu gosto de fazer live de conteúdo no YouTube. A live na Twitch é uma live de gameplay, onde eu falo mais abertamente, né? E é isso. Então vamos lá. O que nós esperamos do novo personagem? Um personagem hoje no For Honor, para ele se encaixar na meta atual aí, primeiro ele precisa ter uma boa hitbox e hyper armor com esse machado aí. Assim, se ele for lento, ele tem que ter uma boa hitbox e hyper armor no mínimo, para poder fazer uma teamfight decente, tá? Olha os caras aparecendo lá embaixo, lá. Agora que para ser ágil, ele vai ter que ter ali bastante iframes, né, com suas esquivas. Então assim, vamos ver o que vem aí. O que vem? Eu já espero um personagem forte, porque não tem sentido fazer um personagem fraco. A questão é se vai ser algo ok, balanceado e utilizável, ou se vai vir algo meio quebrado assim, né? O que eu sempre tenho medo é de deles lançarem alguma mecânica quebrada que acaba inutilizando outros personagens. Então vamos ver o que vem em questão de gameplay. Porque, convenhamos, a gameplay em si do jogo, ela não tem nada a ver com a lore, nem com o visual do personagem. Você tem personagens extremamente é, pesados, tipo Jang Jun, que vai rodando loucamente por aí, né? Cheio de iframe, coisa e tal, né? Enfim, então O fato de você ser pesado não quer dizer nada. Mas eu acho que eles não vão fazer uma gameplay muito voltado pra pirueta, né? Não é nem a cara do personagem. Um viking de machado e escudo. Talvez venha um personagem mais estilo Hitokiri aí, é o que eu espero, né? Mais estilo Warlord, estilo Hitokiri, ó. Que é dois personagens que eu adoro. Ahn, todo mundo, né? Todo mundo já sabe. Ah, personagem bem, bem quebrado. Torcer pra que não. De qualquer maneira, vai começar a live. Pra quem não sabe, é assim. Eu não consigo fazer tradução simultânea, porque eu também não sou, né, tradutor. Mas eu entendo o contexto e vou explicando pra vocês o contexto do que é falado, tá? Às vezes pode ser que na hora eu cometa alguma gafe, algum deslize, é normal, mas no geral eu mais acerto do que erro, né? Às vezes uma ou outra palavra eu não entendo, um ou outro buffzinho eu passo batido e tal, mas, né? Vamos lá. Também acho que vai ser um personagem mais paradão. Esperamos um full block forte, com certeza, um full block, hyper armor, né? Uma hitbox boa por causa do machado. Ah, deixa eu ficar quieto agora. Vamos ver, vou aumentar aqui. Esse é o trailer que todo mundo já viu. E detalhe que é feminino o personagem. Mas, cara, é feminino simplesmente por bater cota, bater meta. De um homem e uma mulher. Um homem e uma mulher. Só por isso. Porque você olha ali e você não vê uma mulher, né? Galera, vocês me dão um feedback se tiver o som muito alto, tá?
And we are back for another Warrior's Den. What's up, everybody at home? I hope you're all ready for the big reveal of the new hero, the Varengian Guard.
Varengian.
I'm
Varengian Guard. É Guarda Varegue mesmo. Não é só Varegue, que é o povo. É a Guarda Varegue, então é especificamente do Império Bizantino mesmo, tá? Porque se fosse só Varegue, podia ser o povo da Rússia, né? Rússia, Ucrânia, enfim.
That's very true if you consider that a win. But you know, we got you covered today, folks. So here's the thing: we're gonna tell you this right away. That's why we're jumping into this. Link your UbiConnect account to your Twitch account.
Tá, isso que eles estão falando é aquela história de sempre, de você assistir a live pela Twitch com a sua conta devidamente vinculada para você ganhar isso daí, tá? E você concorre a 1000 de aço. Teve uma vez que um menino aqui do chat que ganhou esse 1000 de aço aí. Mas, né, você tá vendo aqui na minha live comigo, então, se quiser logar lá e assistir pela Twitch só para ganhar isso aí, não tem problema. E drop vocês vão pegar na minha live da Twitch mais tarde também, então tá tranquilo.
It's good. But you know, we are so excited that for the new hero launch and all that we have even more Twitch awesomeness for all of you out there, because starting next week with the launch of
Eles vão dar 1000 de aço pro top 10 streamers. Cara, isso é por tempo de stream. Eu não consigo concorrer com essa galera desocupada, então eu tô fora disso daí. Olha lá, se você assistir a uma live na Twitch qualquer, de preferência minha, por 1 hora você ganha um buff de XP. 4 horas você ganha 4 boosts, mais uma caixa. E aí você vai ganhando aqui, ó. Tá? Então isso vai durar a semana toda. Eu vou fazer live direto, vocês podem me assistir lá na Twitch. Pra quem não me segue aí ainda, né? Lenhador Gameplay, sigam lá.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's
So
right.
people will be like, oh, I'm not a top 10 streamer. It's like, not with that attitude, you're not.
That's right.
There's actually a lot of competition in that like 5 through 10 spot.
Yeah.
So it could be you.
It could be. It could be you. You right there. We're talking to you right now. Stream it. It's going to be awesome.
Vou tirar o webcam quando for, vocês me lembram de fechar, tá? Eu fecho. Eu tiro tudo. Quando aparecer informação relevante, né, na tela.
On February 14th, all right? And now I know normally that day kind of goes unmarked in most calendars, but we want you to mark it because it is the For Honor anniversary.
Oh, not Singles Awareness Day.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, no, not Singles Awareness Day, but yes, again, nothing else is happening there but the For Honor anniversary, so just make sure you log in and you play with us, because guess what? We have got an amazing mood effect that we're going to give away just for logging in and playing during that week.
Bom, aí é
It's incredible.
roupinha, cor, né? Cor e emote.
It matches your color swap.
That's right, it does.
Yeah, which means I'm going to pressure right now on the For Honor community to allow this one in or the For Honor fashion community.
Or fashion.
To allow that one in submissions.
Yeah.
Because it deserves it.
Yeah, so that's good. So again, February 14th, don't miss out. Log in, play for that week, and you'll just get that awesome new mood effects to match with your color swatches. That's great.
It's free real estate.
It is free real estate. Yeah, you can't go wrong with free. So that's awesome. A couple other notes, just we wanted to just kind of mention this because it's so exciting with the new hero reveal today. But this is actually our 185th Warriors Den. What the heck? That's a lot.
That's more than 150.
That is more than 150. Yeah, the math I believe does check out on that.
Yep,
so that's
I looked it up online.
Yeah, was it peer reviewed that research data? So yes.
Who checks that?
But definitely not me. But yeah, so 185th Warriors Den.
Definitely not anyone.
Definitely nobody.
Eles estão só falando
awesome. And, you know, at the same
da
time,
quantidade de Warriors Den que teve. Nada relevante.
But also, you know, we
Pô, desculpa, tá com legenda isso aqui, velho.
the entire community out there because a couple months ago, if you weren't aware, we actually hit our 35 million player threshold.
35 milhões de players no mundo. E eu não acho um lobby. Só no Brasil tem mais de 1 milhão, hein? Deve ser muito mais de 1 milhão hoje em dia. É que pararam de contar.
Yeah, don't stress too much about it. It's fine. So anyway, just thank you so much just for being part of that journey with us, and we're just so excited to have you here today. And yeah, it's great. So
yeah, but we want to talk about what's coming up in TU2?
I want you. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's take a quick look at what happened.
Vamos lá, title update.
I'm assuming all of you are able to read all that literacy drip.
Então, o title update 1 já foi. Nada que importa. O que importa é o 2, o update 2 aqui. Dia 1º de fevereiro, novo herói. Tá? É o que importa. Dia 1º de fevereiro. Para quem pagou, tá? Vai vir como DLC, como sempre. 30, 40 reais, por aí. Tá? Depois de 2 semanas, ele vem por 15k de aço. Vai ter o evento também. Novas variações de armadura, que deve ser aquelas variações que nunca varia nada, né?
But yeah, we'll give you more details on the new hero, the Varengian Guard, their background a little bit later, as well as all the narrative stuff, and we'll have plenty of time to see people play the hero.
Yes.
Check it out in depth. We've got a big show for you. You're going to get a lot of eyes on with the Varengian Guard. But before we have that, we're going to have a short transition, and then Mr. Stefan is going to join us on stage, on the couches, because apparently he has a few things to say about stuff.
Vai entrar o Stefan, o careca aí pra falar.
We'll see you in just a second. Don't go anywhere.
Vamos ver. Anúncio especial. O que será isso, hein, meus amigos? Temos um anúncio especial aí, hein? A alta música, né, velho? Puta merda, até na minha orelha aqui. Calma aí, velho. Barulheira dos infernos, essa música. Muito alta. Relaxa, pô, eu tô traduzindo aqui, pô. É, anúncio especial. O JC emagreceu. Vamos ver o que é esse anúncio especial. Mais um ano de For Honor! Ou não? O que vocês acham aí, galera? Fala aí no chat, o que vocês acham? O que é o anúncio especial? Vamos lá, o Stefan traz boas notícias, hein?
Yeah, favorite of one. It makes it easy.
You know, I guess favorite, least favorite, all of us. Thank you.
Vamos ver.
So it's a big day today. We're talking about.
Uns comem demais, outros devs comem de menos, né?
Yeah, but a little bird,
Passarinho
real small, swallow,
contou uma coisinha.
Have some information on some exciting things.
Yes, absolutely.
Informações sobre coisas excitantes.
End of year 7 here and the introduction to the new
Vamos
hero.
falar sobre o novo herói.
Before we do that,
End of year 7.
Mas antes de fazer isso,
we're there, of course, we're pleased to announce
nós vamos.
the announcement of year 8 of For Honor.
Ah, é o ano 8 de For Honor. Mais um ano de For Honor, galera.
It's gonna be super cool.
Tá anunciado. Temos mais um ano de For Honor. Será que vamos até o ano 10? Quem disse que For Honor ia acabar? Olha aí, nosso joguinho não vai acabar. É isso. Mais 4 temporadas. 2 heróis.
And the second will be in season 4, TU2, following the trend that we do.
Yeah.
Mesmo padrão de sempre.
We're going to have hero skins, so watch
mais uma skin.
For news on that throughout the year.
Provavelmente duas skins.
Some of the new hero skins. It's going to be awesome. And I think we is there any other details about the heroes that are coming out we want to confirm?
They're going to be awesome. Firstly, this one's going to be awesome here at the end of year 7.
Ah, eles vão ser lindos e tal.
We've seen some very spicy stuff, some very cognizant of knowing what For Honor is like in year 7 and year 8.
So we're sticking to the formula.
I think you're going to be a bit surprised with how these play. So,
not with the heroes, I mean with the release.
Yes.
Yeah,
vamos ver.
That.
Basicamente a mesma coisa de sempre, né?
But I believe that's not all.
We have 2 little surprises to talk about, so maybe we want to talk about the first one here.
Yeah.
I know
mais uma surpresa.
For quite some time.
I think they have been asked.
Cross progression, será?
Oh God.
O que é isso?
We're still here. Here, get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Can we see?
Okay, that's right. You read that correctly.
Indeed, players have been asking for us for a long time to do converted maps.
Mapas. Olha aí, nós vamos trazer 2 mapas convertidos para o modo domínio. Por que o modo domínio? Domínio é o modo mais jogado. Quase 60% dos players jogam exclusivamente domínio. Isso quer dizer o quê? É algo que eu já venho falando aqui há muito tempo. Eles não vão fazer mapa novo. Eles vão pegar aqueles mapas que tem de tributo, de eliminação. Eles vão pegar aqueles mapas, rearrumar o mapa e vão converter eles para domínio, tá? Isso é algo que eu já falo há 1000 anos, né? Inclusive teve um evento de Dead by Daylight que eles fizeram algo bem próximo disso. Eu acho que ali eles já estavam testando, né? Então é isso. Vamos pegar os mapas que já tem. Porque, tipo assim, o For Honor não tem investimento para fazer mapa novo. Então, é isso. Eles vão pegar os que tem, vão mudar ali o cenário, pá. Mas são 2 mapas novos, né?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Looking forward to see what happens, what the reaction to these are, and to be able to announce what and when and where and how later down the road.
Só que ele não vai falar nem quando vem. Tá longe.
Converted maps, big deal. But I believe we have more.
Mas
we have one new feature that we'd like to talk about here today, and obviously we're going to talk about more as year 8 begins. But what we would like to also announce is something that we're calling the Legacy Pass.
Oxi.
Yeah, and what a legacy pass is, of course, we're going to bring
mais um passe
passes through year 8, 1 per season, but we're also going to bring a legacy pass from prior year to each of these seasons.
So now that the players have been able to sort by, battle pass in the UI, I'm sure a lot of them have been saying like, "Oh, well, how do I get that? That was from a long time ago." So this is a way to do that, right?
Exactly. So, for example, in Season 1 of Year 8, we're going to bring back the Year 4 Season 1 Battle Pass, the first one. And it's going to be an opportunity for players who've never experienced it in Year 4 to get this content for
Tá,
the first
esse
time.
Legacy Pass,
As well, players that were existing,
ele vai trazer
their progress is going to be maintained.
equipamentos, coisas que já tiveram nos passes que já passaram.
The first time
Tier
this year,
50 now.
É isso.
exactly. If they bought it before, they'll have it now. And then for everybody, there's a new Tier 101 with retrofit content. Yes, and what this means is that the heroes that launched after this pass had launched, between now and then, basically, are going to get retrofit Battle Pass content in a Tier 1.
E os heróis que lançaram depois de que foi lançado um efeito ou uma roupa, eles vão receber esse conteúdo. É isso. Conteúdo visual, né? Acho ok monetizar coisas visuais, porque né? Os caras precisam ganhar dinheiro, tem gente que quer deixar o herói bonito. Então é basicamente isso. Não é grande coisa, whatever, né?
Up until now, it's just been kind of like tough rocks.
Exactly, and now it's all going to be in Tier 101, so this is going to be really cool, because if you're free track or if you're
vai perder a exclusividade de quem já teve, né? Tipo assim, eu tenho lá o emblema do ano 1 de For Honor. Aí, tipo, o cara vai poder ter agora.
Both passes will basically progress at the same time as you earn.
It's quite literally, it only adds one level to the grind.
Exactly.
Like,
there's no concept of active and inactive passes, so it should be fairly smooth to grind through.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And if you're wondering, like, how do you get your hands on the Legacy Pass, it'll be $9.99 US on its own, and but it will also now be a part of the bundle. So for the same $24.99 for the Battle Pass bundle, it now includes the Legacy Pass, as well as unlocking 25 tiers for both the regular pass and the Legacy Pass, as well as the 20% BP boost, the battle points boost. I just like saying boost.
Boost is good.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's everything we have for today, right?
That's all we can say today of the sneak peek.
Essa é a grande... não foi tão grande assim, vai. Os mapas de domínio os mapas de domínio é legal. A gente já queria isso há muito tempo, né?
I'm sure players are super excited about converted maps.
Converted
But
maps.
don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the next segment. We're going to do a deep dive into the narrative and the art design for the new hero, the Varengian Guard. And but before that, I just want to thank Stefan for joining me on the segment.
Thank you for having me.
É isso.
Yeah, and there's more. We've got an awesome gameplay trailer for you for the new hero.
Opa!
So feast your eyes.
Gameplay. Deixa eu tirar minha câmera.
Dear uncle, you failed to slay us all. I live. I am at the gates.
É uma mistura de Afira com Raider.
All my life, something was missing. But in exile, I found it. True dedication. A bond unbreakable. The promise of the Varengian Guard. Justice is on the march. Can you hear it?
Tudo bem. Como é alta essa música, meu Deus. Bom, de gameplay ali, é melhor a gente não ficar especulando nada. Mas assim, visualmente, vendo o herói dentro do jogo, eu achei fraquíssimo fraquíssimo. Uma baita reciclagem total, assim. Né? Cara, bem recicladão, porque você olha ali e você vê um Raider, basicamente, né? Vamos ver o que eles falam aqui agora.
Good news because again, next week, February 1st, the Varangian Guard is going to be available for everybody for $7.99 USD, and on February 14th for 15K steel. So get ready for that. It's going to be awesome. And yes, we are going to normally have like a 2-week period before they're available for steel, but because it's our anniversary, we want to just do it a little earlier by 1 day. So get ready for that. It's going to be awesome. So, but for this segment too, we are going to dive into the narrative.
O personagem vai vir dia de antecedência do que os outros personagens. Para comprar com aço.
So welcome everybody. Steph, thanks for sticking around and talking more about this awesome new hero, the Varangian Guard. So
Thank you very much.
yeah, good. Cool. And also we're joined over here on the very far couch, but our amazing game writers. We have Andre, we have Ian. It's okay. That's close.
Eles vão falar mais sobre parte de história e tal. Eu basicamente falei bastante já para vocês, né? Antes do começo da live. Então basicamente eles vão repetir o que eu falei, creio eu.
Of course, it's my pleasure to talk here now about the Varangian Guard hero. It's our first fully armored Viking.
Nosso primeiro Viking totalmente armadurado.
All the other Vikings just roll up in whatever they got, and this one's like, I'm actually going to prepare for battle and try to win this thing. So, super hyped to bring this. This hero is female body type. She has an axe in the one hand.
É uma mulher, tem machado numa mão, escudo na outra.
We're going to talk about kind of two things. One is going to be the violent Viking aspect, and the
Aspecto violento do Viking.
Mercenary aspect. The violent Viking, of course, is
E o
represented through the axe,
mercenário
which is really going to bite into
leal,
opponents, embed in them in a way that the others don't, and set her up for her really fun, kind of cool mix-up that others will talk about in the next segment. We'll get to that.
Ou seja, vai ser um personagem agressivo. Não sei o que isso quer dizer. É um mix-up diferenciado, vamos ver.
And that's going to be well represented through her shield, her ability to multi-block and defend herself. You're going to see that in a couple moments as well. And she's going to really help her team out with her feats.
Feats
bring benefits to her.
São de suporte, aparentemente.
P1, P3, for survivability.
Eu não sei porque eu tô especulando se daqui 20 minutos eles vão falar tudo, mas é o que ele tá falando aí, né? Na verdade ele tá falando assim, como o conceito é traduzido em gameplay, né?
Really cool. I'm very excited to see just the next Viking. And also I want to say thank you so much because now we get to round out that missing space in the roster now. So my OCD is very appreciative of that because oh boy, it's been 4 years almost since Yorm. So,
ooh, but who's counting, eh?
Me, but that's okay. So it's great. So yeah, but let's talk a bit more about the story. Like, so let's Andre and Ian, can you tell us a bit more about who is this Varangian Guard?
Falar quem é essa Guarda Varegue? Fale um pouco mais sobre ela.
Yeah. So the Varangian Guards are mercenaries.
Guardas Varengues são mercenários. Eles viajam o mundo lutando por vários clientes. Como você pode ver, eles são vikings cheios de armadura. O diálogo no jogo vai ser uma mistura de grego com Icelandic. Icelandic. Que língua é essa? Deve ser a língua de viking, sei lá.
And so when you hear them speaking Greek, this is when their more mercenary side is coming out.
Quando você vê eles falando grego, é mais o lado bizantino, creio eu.
That's when you hear that Viking core that Stefan mentioned coming out, and they're more brutal, violent. Their blood is up on the battlefield. But what makes the Varangian Guards so famous as mercenaries is their loyalty. So
eles são famosos pela sua lealdade como mercenários. E essa lealdade vai ser expressada nos feats.
So a lot of mercenaries get a bad rep for, betraying their clients if a better offer comes along.
A maioria dos mercenários eles eram conhecidos assim por ir para quem paga mais, né? quem dá mais dinheiro, não a Guarda Varegue, eles eram extremamente leais. Eles eram muito caros, mas eles tinham esse código de honra, de lealdade, né? E agora o Ian vai falar como eles se encaixam na lore do For Honor, né?
Yes, absolutely. Let's just wind the clocks back a little bit. In TU1, we had the Highlander Maddox. He betrayed his people, his chieftain, to side with
Teve um
the
Highlander, né, que traiu
everyone who was
a tribo dele, né? Ele se infiltrou na tribo e matou todo mundo lá.
But there is one who escaped.
Mas teve um que
If
escapou.
players paid attention to the lore orders, they might have noticed that the chieftain's daughter escaped. And
A
now we can
filha do
officially say that
chefe
this chieftain's
escapou.
daughter, her name is Cadla, and she is our
E
main
essa filha do
Varangian
chefe
hero.
que escapou do massacre da skin do
went into
Celta
exile,
é essa
when
mina.
her
Ela se
uncle,
exilou.
unceremoniously took the throne. She roamed the frozen wastelands of Valkenheim until she came across the Varangian Guard.
Deu uma vagada pelo mundo, foi parar na Guarda Varegue, treinou com os caras lá, aprendeu a ficar brabíssima, pegou os costumes e tal. E aí ela contratou os próprios brother dela para voltar para Riftmore para se vingar da skin do Celta. É um bom resumo, eu acho. É isso que eu dei.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Andre?
I'd say that's absolutely accurate. The Varangian Guards are these paragons of hope. Now at the end of your injustice, like you said, it's a great way to cap it off. And as you also heard in the trailer, there's the line, "Justice is on the march." So they really do represent, you know, a ray of light at the end of this dark year. And I believe Maddox, he also tries to do something pretty schemy in character for him,
he's
right?
a sleazy guy, you know,
Yeah.
and even he himself, you know, when he sees the Varangian Guard coming, he realizes the threat they represent, and he's like, oh, wait, maybe I can try and, you know, wrestle something out of it. So he tries to hire them from underneath, you know, Cadla. He offers them more money, but as Andre said, you know, they have their morals, they have
Então, aí o cara, a skin do Celta, eu não sei o nome dele, esqueci. Ele tenta oferecer dinheiro pra galera da Guarda Varegue, né? E eles não aceitam, porque eles são leais, tipo. É a história. Estão colocando na historinha do For Honor um pouco das características reais do personagem, né? É sempre a mesma coisa. Sempre um que escapa, né? Vocês perceberam já esse padrão?
And now, no, I learned that it's wrong.
I mean, that's up for debate, you know.
But Maddox did nothing wrong.
Maddox é o nome do Celta, tá bom. Obrigado. Realmente não lembro.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, sounds great. I'm excited to, you know, really cap off the conflict between these two, the Oathbreaker and this Oathkeeper. So that's a really cool way to, like, again, cap off the year, like you said. So that's, you know, the Varangian Guard in the lore of For Honor. But obviously this was like a real world kind of group of you know, people. So from a historical angle, Raph, can you share, you know, what were the inspirations for this? Like, how far down does this rabbit hole go?
Realmente é inspirado na Guarda Varegue, que ela existiu de verdade, diferentemente de alguns heróis que são mitológicos, né? Os membros da guarda eram nórdicos, da Escandinávia, lutando pela Europa como mercenários. Sim, é basicamente o que eu expliquei no começo da live.
A right place to go if you wanted to fight for money. There, in the capital of the empire, Constantinople, the Varangian Guard served as the personal guard of the emperor, but also
eles eram a guarda pessoal do imperador, Constantinopla, né, no caso.
Their violence, as Stefan said, and their loyalty. We have one example in more than
Estão chovendo no molhado, né? De novo, eles eram muito ferozes e muito leais, beleza? Já falamos isso. Eu não sei se eu fico retraduzindo essas redundâncias, né?
Drawn to it when we started thinking about the hero. This was something that we really wanted to represent, but it's not the only aspect that we wanted to represent. We used also the fact that the Varengian Guard, so they were coming from other places and traveling. Some would go, get paid, and come back. In Norway, for instance, there is a famous story about a king of Norway called Harald. We took inspiration from history to get the story of Katla, her coming back, being exiled and coming back. But also, when they go somewhere, they are Vikings. Yes, Vikings in their core, but they become Vikings with a twist because they live embedded and surrounded by another culture, this Byzantine culture. And we wanted to reflect this multiculturalism or biculturalism. So we have a Viking with a twist, a Viking who has a few Greek words, a Viking who fights in a bit more of a structured way than the other Vikings. A Viking who has, of course, a lot of armor. A Viking who's so it's reflected also in executions, mood effects, the music. There are some Armenian and Byzantine influences there, and of course also in weapons, armor sets, art in general.
Great. Well, I mean, speaking of art too, we have some concept art too that we can kind of show. You can.
Eles falar de novo que eles são leais e ferozes.
That process.
Vocês já entenderam, né, galera? Que eles são muito leais e muito ferozes, porque eles são vikings. Olha as variações aí, ó. Nossa, misturaram ali a textura dos chineses com a malha, né? Bem recicladão esse aí, tá, hein, velho?
You've seen it. You see it on the key art that we have here and on the concept art on the screen. So an armored Viking has a helmet, of course, and you have multiple kind of helmets that we used. Greaves, shin pads, multiple layers of armor.
Ah, esses aí ficaram mais diferentes, né? Olha que legal esse aqui, esse do meio aqui, bem legal, hein? Bem diferente, bem diferente. Tem chainmail, tem scalemail, a armadura de couro, de escala, né? Scalemail. Placas sobrepostas, né, no caso. Essa armadura já tem nos chineses, né? A lamelar.
And this is really iconic, and we wanted to include it, and well, we did.
So we did, yeah.
É o que eu falei, né? É mulher só na voz, porque você olha aí, ninguém vê guerreiro feminino. Ah, mas a real, galera, isso realmente nem... Eu achei essa do meio aqui a mais bonita.
And she has a tunic, a decorated tunic, because she's a palace guard, and she needs to go to court and to appear in court events. So yeah, multiple layers of explanation and multiple layers of armor. That's nice. The important point.
And I think, like, speaking of armor as well, like, right, there was a lot of work that went into, some customization for the armor, right?
Absolutely. I mentioned that we had that.
Aí, vamos ver agora. Ó, essa aí é toda cota de malha, né? O ombrão tá em dia ali. Essa daí já é com uma... Já não é com malha, já é com umas plaquinhas. Com escamas, né?
You want to bring in some element of individuality into the guard, coming from different places. And we wanted the player to be able to have this choice.
Cara, feminino ficou muito parecido com a Fira, mano, na moral. Não tá, velho? Uma impressão minha. Colocasse tipo maiorzão assim, talvez diferenciasse mais. Olha esse que bonito. Esse aqui. Esse bem da hora. Bem estilo... O estilo meio guerreiro bizantino mesmo, né?
You can go with other types of armor too. You can see the many types of customization that are available.
Esse aí eu essa aqui primeiro eu achei. Esse aqui eu achei legal.
I also seem to really like the pointy helmets. You know, is there a historical reason for the pointy helmets?
You want me to say that they stab their opponents
A little
with their
bit.
head?
A cara da Bárbara?
No,
É a cara da Bárbara, não é?
unfortunately, that's not the case. Well, maybe they did, but that's not what my sources tell me. Basically, when, well, you know, the helmet is to protect your skull. Everyone's
As is tradition.
I'm aware.
so basically, if it is like that, it deflects blows much better than if it was really.
O cara tentando explicar por que um elmo é cônico.
We also have a helmet like this one, which is a late Roman ridge helmet, meaning jewels. This is us taking the liberty of going up and down the thousands of years of Roman.
Vamos ver como vai ser a gameplay, né?
That preceded the Varangian Guard.
Wow.
We mentioned customization. I did.
Yeah.
There are also options that we have with.
Galera, deixa o like aí na transmissão, hein?
Color sets.
Não se esqueçam de deixar o like, por favor.
The entire armor will change. You can apply the material changes to it, and we try to maximize it so that you can do as much as you can and change and express yourself as much as you want with the material, but also with the color sets, and you can go with as many colors as we have and as many colors as you want.
Nice.
Is there a particular color you think?
Personalização.
I mean, they got a purple ponytail right now, so I think I might just go with that.
The dark purple is really historical too.
Yeah.
I would go with this one, but pink is also something I like, but not historical, but really I like it. So hey,
it's
we can go
expression
with
though,
that.
so
Yes.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, yeah,
I have a history question.
Oh yeah.
For the professor.
Well, for him.
Or maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for the people at home. But could you explain maybe why we pronounce it Varangian and not Varangian?
Yes, you're right. So basically, the loyalty was really important for. So it's something that's so important that it's actually embedded into their name. The name Varangian in English, it comes from Old Norse Varengiar, which means sworn companion or oath taker. And so yeah, this was something that they would do. They would take an oath to their lord. It could be in Scandinavia or in our case mostly to the Byzantine emperor. And this oath was their bond. They lived by it. They often died by it too. But yeah, it was so important that it was their name. And this is why we've been pronouncing it in this Old Norse fashion with the RG.
That's good. I know during.
Falou sobre a pronúncia de Varengian, que em nórdico antigo significa muito leal. Por isso se fala Varengian e não Varangian. Mas em português a gente vai falar Varegue.
Speaking of the historical elements, we talked a lot about the armor, but I think you have something hiding behind the couch over there. We can show off a little bit.
Yeah, it was really well hidden. I'm sure no one saw it.
Nobody saw it. No.
Yeah, I've been dying to do this since the trailer.
There you go.
So yeah, I will let a wonderful Alex, JC, and Vanessa talk about why we chose the long axe and the kite shield for this hero, the gameplay reasons, the animation reasons.
Vamos ver agora.
From an art and history point of view, well, the Varangian guards, they were called in sources Aspidi Foroi, so shield bearer.
Esse primeiro aí é bonito, ó. Bem básico, né?
So axe bearer. So we wanted to go with that. But when we design weapons, we go like on a scale from realistic
Olha esse que bonito.
to mythological. We start with weapons who are more, what they are used, exactly what they're used to be. So you have some metal, but not too much. Then we clean it up. We add some metal, some ornaments, some different ways to express yourself.
Gostando das armas.
The weapons for a mercenary.
As armas parecem armas, né? Não parecem brinquedos.
So I could believe that as a mercenary, you would want to show off, to try to show that you've survived, to use your weapons as a memento for fallen companions or brothers or whoever.
Conforme vai subindo de rap, vai ficando mais feia as armas.
You can add some more weapon, some more metal, some more precious metal. You can go into a more fantastical way too, and use different things that are inspired both. So the double nature comes back here too.
As primeiras estavam tão bonitas.
The Viking mythology and from the Roman and Byzantine history, also mythology or symbols, and more.
Essa de cavalinho, que coisa mais ridícula. Machado de cavalinho é dose.
You would have more gold. You would have more tessellated glass, which is something really important in Byzantine art. You would have a lot of symbols.
As armas começam assim com aspecto de arma, né? Depois, conforme vai subindo o rap, vai ficando cada vez mais feia.
Yes, it's the last one, the dragon. So of course dragons, they're staple.
Olha esse de pavão aí, ó. Esse de pavão aí tem nego que vai gostar, hein? Conheço alguns.
In the Roman and then Byzantine armies, and so Varangian Guard too, they had a sigil that was called a Draco. And it was pretty much like a dragon-shaped sigil that you would go into battle with. For 1,000 years, the Romans and the Byzantines used that. And we know that the Varangian Guards were the last to do it in history. So this is the shield and the axe I was talking about. So whether you want to be more realistic or you want to be more mythological, we have you covered. And you want to feel like a 1,000-year-old Roman fighting as a Viking, Varangian Guard, well, we have you covered too.
É o que ele falou. A gente tem arma realista e arma papagaiada, né? Você escolhe. Você escolhe o que você quer.
Give a big shout out to the art team because they worked so hard on this, and it's a team effort. There are multiple people who do that, including the Chengdu team that we love very much, and we thank very much too. So yeah, it's the result of the work of these many people.
Vamos ver se teve captura de movimento nova, né? Isso que é importante, que ele vai falar agora.
Shout out to you three as well for crafting all this amazing like lore, going back into the history. I love me some lore.
Porque creio que as armas que ele está segurando ali são as da captura de movimento.
As well for again just making this amazing story to help us bring this new hero to life. So that's awesome. Final word before we switch, because we're going to jump into some gameplay and animation next. But
Gameplay animation.
About our Varangian Guard here?
Sem animações recicladas.
I can never wait for players to get their hands on it. Yes. It's always fun to see how they will express themselves on the field and destroy their opponents on it as well.
Nice, good.
Same, just excited to see players sink their teeth into the story too and read those lore orders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Justice is on the march.
For
Valken.
Nossa, a história, tô me importando muito a história. A sobrinha do Warlord que a skin do Celta matou. Tô me importando muito com essa história.
Who wants to hire the services of the Varangian Guard yourselves? Next week, February 1st, you can do that for $7.99 USD, and on February 14th for 15K still. So keep an eye out for that.
15.
And don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back with some people to start talking
15K still.
About gameplay and get a little hands-on time with our newest hero, the Varangian Guard. So we'll be right back.
Vamos lá. Gameplay e animação. E essa barulheira danada na nossa orelha aí, hein? Bom, a parte boa de não ser reciclado é que não é reciclado. A parte ruim de não ser reciclado é que a gente vai ter que aprender a lidar com as animações novas. Quem aí ainda tá sofrendo com as animações do índio, né? Vamos ver. Eu acho que a primeira coisa que ele vai falar assim, bom, considerando que a Guarda Varegue, sua principal característica é que eles são vikings ferozes. Então aqui nós fizemos os movimentos, mas também eles são leais, por isso eles têm esse escudo aqui. Se eles lançarem essa de novo, velho. Vamos ver, né? Ixi, vai ter exhibition matches? Afe Maria. Sério que vão colocar partida pros outros ficar jogando? Sabia dessa aí não. Aqui ó. Meet the Varegue Guard Exhibition Matches. Pô, essa live vai demorar então, hein, meu parceiro? Eu vou tomar um cafezinho ali enquanto rola a partida de exibição. Opa. É ruim eles colocar isso porque aí tira meu conteúdo, né? Eu que deveria fazer gameplay de exibição pra vocês. Vamos lá, galera. Lembrando que a culpa da Ubisoft não é minha não, hein. Enquanto isso, vou até pegar um cafezinho ali. Bom, para não deixar essa live muito enfadonha e triste, né? Porque tá demorando muito, eu vou ficar falando aqui. Bom, não precisei enrolar tanto. Vamos lá.
And who better to discuss all of that with us than these three amazing people on the couch with me today? We have
Vanessa, esse colírio para os nossos olhos.
Vanessa is back with us, our Lord and Savior JC. Awesome talk about gameplay. And the designer of the Varengian Guard, Alex, is on the couch with us too. Hello and welcome to you all. How you doing today? You excited?
Oh my god, it's such a
super
great
excited.
day. Yeah.
I can't believe Steph announced all of these things.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
right?
Really, Steph, save some for the rest of us. No. No, it's awesome. Yeah, what an exciting den. Like, I love it. It's amazing. But let's dive into it because I'm sure people really want to start to see, you know, what the Varengian Guard can do, what it's all about. So let's start with JC. Like, if you could describe this hero in 3 words, like
Descrever esse herói em 3 palavras.
That's not enough words, but
you're already over 3. I'm sorry.
so
No.
when we're building this hero, right, where there's 3 very very specific aspects that we're looking for.
3 aspectos
The
nós estamos
first one
procurando.
is we want to create a more support hero.
Herói de
It's something
suporte
that
é o
we really
primeiro.
want For Honor, to have a hero that's really built around supporting your allies in a more defensive manner, because our second keyword is defensive, right? So we want to have a support defensive
Suporte
hero
defensivo.
you feel like you want to get close to your allies and help them in battle, not necessarily with ganking, but more with helping them succeed.
Não
We'll see how that
gankando.
pans out with a moveset that's a little bit different.
Como
but it's
assim?
pretty interesting. And finally, we were really focusing a lot as well on the tactical aspect of this hero,
O
as well
aspecto
as like where to
tático.
position yourself, how to position yourself,
Como
when
se
to use your specific
posicionar.
moves, having a lot of skill-based play there, with how to time your attacks, how to time your abilities to make sure everything's great, and really have a good tactical control of the battlefield. I'm super excited.
Ou seja, ele é
Really
muito
awesome.
tático.
We have
Defesa,
really
suporte e
cool
tático. Interessante, hein?
Exciting.
Será que isso vai se traduzir em gameplay?
Can't wait to look into that too. But you know, we also want to know. We also know that, you know, apart from the game design too, so much of the work too is a big animation component, so it looks good. So, Vanessa, can you tell us what it was like to work on like this new Varengian Guard as well?
I mean, going back to Viking, finally.
Yes.
That was so great to dive back into their, you know, it's the first Viking with the armor that she has.
That's right.
So it's like the challenge that we had in the animation team to represent the wildness of the Viking, the rawness, but she's not just that.
Mhm.
Like her background and the fact that she went away and the training that she got. And she's also the daughter of a warlord, so, you know, maybe you show her one or two trick, you know? So,
Ela é filha de um
all of that was
Warlord e ela
really,
queria
really important
mostrar
for,
isso
for
com o
me and for the
movimento.
animation team to
Que ela é
create
muito bem
something that would
treinada, mas
really
é também é
represent
feroz e
the
usa
rawness
armadura.
of the Viking.
São elementos que eles tentaram colocar ali na captura de movimento.
Because she has a big shield and she wants to use it. So.
Right. And speaking of which, because I know Raph demonstrated a bit, but I wanted to pull him on this side because I really wanted to play with him too. But
essa foi exatamente as armas usadas na captura de movimentos, tá vendo? Os sensores ali.
From the mocap. They're pretty heavy, right?
They're sizable.
They're pretty heavy.
Very heavy. So they are to scale as well from in game, so it's really funny. But because it's really heavy and because the mocap actor needs to swing left and right for 8 hours, do the nav and all of that. Sometimes we use the Berserker axe.
Oh, just
right there, which is also the Shaman axe too.
It's pretty cool because you look at a scale comparison, right?
Yeah. I feel a little.
It's real different. Nobody can say these are the same weapon, right?
I'm like, I feel a little small compared to this.
And sometimes it's, I mean, it's of course important to have the right weight for the actor to be able to represent the animation.
Yeah.
And she's very heavy. Like the player will notice when they play her, like you can feel the heaviness, and for me it was really important.
Ela é bem pesada na movimentação, personagem bem pesada.
So this one was pretty useful too. So
yeah, our mocap actors are really good.
Yeah, they're trained for this, but you know,
they're still humans, right?
Exactly, and I mean the length of the pole as well. Like sometimes you do a swing, but we need to take into consideration that it's not clipping and all of that. So yeah, a lot of thing to think about, but it's pretty neat to have them real size like this.
I love our props department. Like they're so cool.
The thing is, I find it's interesting you're talking about how, you know, she's heavy, the weapons are heavy, because it's our first heavy hero in quite a while. I know a lot of
personagem pesado, hein? Não é híbrido, não. Pesado.
Quite often, but we're super happy.
É o BP Viking, galera.
And all what you just mentioned about the defensiveness of this character is all taken into consideration to create those animations. So all the heaviness, the way she behaves herself with this armor, it was quite a challenge. So, and she's also like the shield is pretty prominent because she's defensive, yes, but in the gameplay element, she's gonna use it a lot in something that you might call the multi-block or something. But I'll be
Multi-block?
Alex show it, but
Nossa.
Yeah, because one of the things that's also super important to us when we're building a new hero, even though like we have Vikings with axes, right? We have Vikings with swords, we have Vikings with shields, we have Vikings with like all sorts of weapons. But then if you're looking at this and you think, oh yeah, it's kind of like warlordish, it's really not.
It's very challenging to create a new silhouette with sometimes a weapon that we already have. So, but her shield is pretty unique. Like the
shield is super unique, so that's great.
So
the weapon is pretty unique as well.
Yeah, it's shorter than other hero, but longer. So it's a pretty good. But her silhouette is pretty unique. When you play her, you feel completely different. Still Viking.
Ele é bem diferente, personagem bem único que vocês vão sentir na gameplay.
Doing the mocap and stuff, we were talking about how the aspects that Steph mentioned earlier, right? She's still a Viking. She's still violent.
Absolutely.
There's still a lot of strength behind her attacks, like with the axe that embeds, that sort of stuff. So it's super cool. But at the same time, there's still a more controlled element to how she is. She's not as wild as the other Vikings. That kind of proof of her training and how that sort of thing works. So it's I'm super excited. I'm really happy that we're able to kind of build this type of Viking that feels Viking, but is different from other Vikings. So it's really,
and all those elements were taken into consideration to.
You really do feel the initiate combat and control, and then you get into the chain and it goes.
Exactly.
So maybe that's a good chance. Alex, like we show some hands-on time now. Are you gonna? What can you tell us about the Varengian Guard?
Let's jump into the game.
Opa, vamos lá.
You can see pretty unique silhouette. Also, massive shout out to the animation team just for the switching stance.
Yeah, it looks amazing, right?
We take a lot of time for the change stance, yes.
Uma troca de distância, ó. Aparentemente, né? É única mesmo.
So here we have a heavy hero. So those heroes tend to be a bit less.
Personagem pesado.
The amount of moves. So we have a two-hit chain, right?
Então uma sequência de 2
light heavy,
igual o Warlord. Light light, light heavy, heavy light. Não tem heavy heavy?
We really wanted to do a superior block focus hero. So all of our lights have superior. You can see the ones in chains as well.
É tudo enhanced, é isso?
She has other lights, it will also have a superior block. That's just a theme that's going to be recurrent.
The lights are also enhanced. Great for offense.
É, os ataques são todos aprimorados.
You want to get to your finishers, so make a lot of sense. and also like that weapon is quite heavy. It kind of really fits with the character as a whole. And then for the heavies, the heavy finishers are unblockable.
Segundo é imbloqueável.
So like this wild swings. And if you notice, the axe gets embedded into the opponent in what we call the Aesir state. So what does that mean? When you embed the axe in the opponent, you can do a headbutt to just reset your chain.
Nossa, você garante imbloqueável.
But they can dodge that headbutt. In which case you can guard break them. If they do dodge attack, they will beat your guard break. So in this case, you can also just bait them to do it.
Você dá uma cabeça finalizadora
Parry or dodge or whatever.
e reinicia sua chain.
Frame checkers out there is 400 milliseconds. It is fully unreactable. We've done tests with
É uma cabeçada irreagível e reinicia sua chain. E se o cara bufferar um ataque, você pode pegar ele, né?
Very, very potent mix-up.
Exactly. Of course, for the chains, you can also do the zone attack and get to the finisher.
Yeah, so zone into light as well. So like all like zone acts as a opener basically.
Yeah. Then I guess we should jump.
Bloqueável de 27 de dano, hein?
Yeah.
First, let's look at that sprint attack because it's a
Ataque em corrida.
so it's kind of quite unique. The dive in.
É um
You really
jump
feel
heavy,
the
né?
weapon,
Vem por cima.
Yeah.
She crashes
Dá pra
down.
ver.
And yeah.
Tá, 16 de dano.
Exactly. Right? Like,
E inicia, né? Inicia a
chain.
chain.
So it's great. You have dodge attacks as well?
Yeah. So side dodge light, front dodge light. As you can see, because they're light attacks, they
É.
have this spear block property.
É um dodge ataque
Top heavy.
não muito iframe, né? Igual do. Parece do Warlord do BP.
And then for the openers, of course you have your enhanced light that helps, but with that shield, people are pretty used to just having a bash opener.
É um bash.
Same as other heroes in terms of timing.
Um bash de abertura que vai garantir um light de 12.
But, extra way to open.
And then that
De
opener
12 de dano.
goes to that bash, that shield bash goes to your openers, right? So it doesn't go to
exactly.
your second hit in your chain. So it does open up for chains where you get a chance to get a little bit deeper.
Exactly. You can just reset your chain. Various ways. Important to note, because we didn't mention it during the chain, she doesn't have a bash and chain. Her heavy finishers are already unblockable, so you're
Não
kind of
tem bash
gonna
in
do
chain.
your mix-ups with those instead.
And so that was a conscious choice that we made as well, because her defense is quite potent, right? Having chain lights that, actually finisher lights that have superior block. They have like a long delay windows, all that stuff we can do with that. So we wanted to really focus on her defense there. And there's another little move that we want to talk about right now, right?
Yes.
É a parte
So,
defensiva.
rituals
Olha o
come
flip aí.
with responsibility in a down stance. But this one is quite different. So first, it's kind of like a Ramusha, where it's just a temporary
É
base
um full block.
You can cancel your attack recoveries into it as well.
Você cancela o
And of course,
recover.
I can get guard broken, and I can get hit in the
É
recovery.
igualzinho do Aramusha.
So it's just you're gonna get those moments where you can bait the dodge attack, for example, going to your down stance. But you gotta be careful because you gotta time it. And then if we look at the follow-ups, so let's see. You have the heavy, which is unblockable.
Dá um heavy imbloqueável de 20 de dano.
I think this is the first time we do that.
Zone de 18.
Like those type of follow-ups be you can pick your stance. It's very, very much the core of For Honor to be able to attack in a specific stance, choose where you're going. And this also adds like
Parece o do Conqueror, né?
of depth to this hero a little bit, where it's like, well, I can pick my stance, I can go in a situational manner where I have somebody on my left, somebody on my right, what am I going to do with it? And so like the other follow-ups are also interesting as well, right? So
so you got your top heavy for max damage, the side one if you want to hit someone on your side. You have the light attack. Of course, they have superior block as well, and can chain. You have the zone attack, so that's if you have like multiple people around you, for example. And just get away from the option. And then you got the bash. That bash can wall splat as well. So of course you can use it to ledge someone, but it can be used as
É
well.
superior block na esquiva, isso? Eu perdi um pouco da explicação aqui, acho que é, né?
Now some of you may have noticed, whenever I do block GC, the animation on the other side is quite different than usual.
Ah, quando ele defende um golpe, ele é full block automático.
Where whenever you block someone with this, you will bind them. Right?
Yeah.
So that causes some difference. One, it gives you more time to decide what you want to be doing after.
Nossa, que esquisito, velho.
You can delay the follow-up like quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, right?
Cara, ninguém pode bater nesse cara na teamfight, é isso?
Gives you a little bit more time to think, a little bit more time to look around what's going on around you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
It also means that if you block a trajectory, like let's say someone's attacking GC, but I'm in the way of the trajectory and I downstand, I'm just gonna interrupt them. The attack will never reach GC.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you have other heroes that can kind of like babysit gang, what we call it. Like you stay on the sidelines, you hold your full block and you just wait there. And then you kind of like hope to catch trajectories, and sometimes you do. They don't necessarily bounce. You get your follow-up, but it doesn't feel as good. So in this case, this is a big part of the support hero, right? So we want to be able to give her a way to very, very effectively counter those big, massive trajectories that we have in group fights. There's a mid on the opposing team. No big deal. I'm going to get there. I'm going to tap down, block their big, big trajectories, be able to counter them. Save my allies, save a lot of people. So that's really
Caramba, ele é tipo poste no meio da teamfight, sabe isso daí?
Part of why it's timed, right? So we wanted to have like that skill-based aspect here, a little bit like we have with BP, where like you have to time things a little bit better. You can't just go and hold down. It doesn't last forever. So it really rewards skillful play, timing, understanding, knowing how fast attacks are, slow they are, how you're able to like manipulate the situation around you.
Cara, isso pode ser potencialmente muito quebrado, né?
That's super cool. And then, like as we'll see, the entire feat set, like most of the feat set revolves around being able to like block and support your allies there as well. So that's a big, big, big part of this hero.
Exactly. There's another thing that we did. So when you parry someone at 1 HP, and then their friend attack you, and then you parry their friend, and then you're like, oh, I can't kill you now. You recovered. Well. Let's fix that with this nonsense. So, because we're pushing a bind on the opponent, the more people that you block, everyone will be binded by the knock of the shield. So then it kind of allows you to choose your target. That's something that other heroes don't have. Normally, if I block someone externally with a down stance, my follow-up is going to be on them. With Varengian, you can choose your target, and no matter who you block, you're always going to be able to hit whoever you blocked. And you can also, if someone tries to peel you, you can just attack the external as well, as we see in the video.
Yeah.
And then you can see, because you can choose your target, we put a lot of effort into a new tech where she will detect.
Isso aí é só o bloco normal, velho. Isso aí. Ah, não, agora foi
and as
full
you
block.
see in the video right now, she will just play an animation accordingly while still looking at her target.
So there's a lot of animation in this system.
Yeah.
Because we had to really plan ahead on like every direction. From the player that you're locked on and you're fighting, but if it's coming there, but if somebody's coming on the other way, so from there going to the other side, the shield's pretty big, don't forget that.
Yeah. We got to swing it around.
How do we do it? How do we turn all of that? It looks simple, but it's pretty complex, and it really gives the defense.
Cara, tem que testar isso daí bastante, viu, pra ver como vai funcionar de forma efetiva.
With her on your team, it
gives you that cool, like, cool girls don't look at explosions type of feel, It's super awesome, but I find like even
ele vai ficar vulnerável a imbloqueável, mas compensação para mediar e dash ataque locado.
And that's kind of part of the tech that we've built for this hero where if I block a single person, I have my follow-up against that single person. It's good. If I block 2, I have time to choose which one of the 2. If I block 4, you have time for all 4. And as soon as you throw an attack, everybody that you did bind with your block kind of gets out of it. So there's no real situations where you're going to get punished by somebody that you blocked by because you did something else. And it's really all about like making those choices, making sure that you have that control in your hands and have like perfecting the skill, the situational awareness, knowing what's going on around you. It's amazing for this. And again, like the animation team did a wonderful job. Alex did a wonderful job there as well. Making sure that we keep that feeling of I'm blocking in direction. We don't have like spinning around like we have with other heroes when they blocked. It looks really, really good there.
And
Like
it's important to mention that the GPP team as well
Yeah.
like worked a lot on this.
at
So
the
yeah,
programs,
it was
there was
really
a
like
lot
a
of
group
work.
effort to make it work.
Yeah, this
and
was
behave
not
the
a
way we
this was
want.
not a simple topic
No.
to tackle for
not
the
at
team.
all.
Então,
but,
pelo que eu entendi, ele dá um stagger no cara.
Super great.
Looks great.
Não vai, ser, não vai passar em branco em recover cancel, eu acho. Não sei, a gente vai ter que testar.
So first feat is called Take Shelter.
Os
this
feats.
is part of her support kit. Whenever you land a superior block, you can see the little sphere going to the Valkyrie and it heals her, but it doesn't
Toda
heal
vez que
the,
você dá um superior block, ele cura?
Vanguard. So that means
Cura
that,
uns 20 de dano?
yeah,
25, hein?
You're just going to be standing there in team fights, healing all of your allies.
Yeah.
Porra.
You're keeping them healthy. Of course, it's quite a potent heal, so you're not healing yourself. That's kind of the...
Yeah, and there's no cooldown on it, and it triggers off of every super block. So your
Tem
full block
cooldown.
and as well your
Cada
custom
superior
counter
block que
and
você
voice,
dá,
so
ele
it
cura.
triggers off of all that, so that's
Eu
pretty
vi ali, parece ser uns 25
Now,
de dano,
for
né?
the feat 2,
De cura, no
because
caso.
your feat 1 is not keeping you alive, we have Misty Guard, which is whenever you superior block an attack, you will gain
Ele errou
big
ali.
defense buff for a short duration.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Lawbringer feat 3.
Yeah, it's kind of like right to deflection, right?
Yeah,
But it's on severe block instead of being on pack.
Exactly. Just to make sure that whenever you're in those big team fights that you don't go down too fast. And now, to go back into the support, here's the Aesir Aura. So that one is every single time you land an unblockable heavy, you will pulse a AoE that will give a little attack buff to you and your friends.
Ah, dá um buff de ataque.
So
De
that
quanto?
really allows you get that Aesir bind with the heavy.
32, Valk dá 28, deu 32. Faz as contas aí, galera. A Valk acho que dá 28, né?
Defensive and tactical aspects I talked about that it's really great.
A punição ali, Gil.
Alright, then you got feat 4.
Yeah, and then feat 4,
24.
reclaim the land. So going back to fight the uncle. So as you see, it seems like it's a projectile from the sky, so that's kind of like a spear storm. It acts kind of like a catapult, so you cannot
Parece o negócio do Celta, né? Só que dá bem menos dano.
That fall into your enemy for damage, and then it's gonna leave a doom banner, which is if people are
Pouquinho
familiar,
dano.
it's, the Berserker feat 2, so it plants a banner. and
Deixa
then
uma bandeira
the
de
enemy inside
debuff.
of it is gonna have lesser defense and
Yeah,
É
it
meio
lowers defense, so it's really great
comparado
for
com o negócio do Celta, que já mata todo mundo de uma vez, né?
There's a bunch of people in there. Even if
Tem
they
que ver o
dodge out,
tempo
well, then
de...
you
Quanto
can go
tempo
and
demora
dodge
pra
back and
recarregar.
beat me, you know? So it feels again, it feeds into all those aspects.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really interesting feats there.
like we're going there. There's a banner. Attack everyone. Get the buff.
Então,
kill
reduzindo,
everyone, and then
reduzindo.
you're axing people.
Resumindo,
There you go.
cura num defesa superior com a esquiva,
Yeah, so definitely a lot of really
buff
cool,
de
like,
defesa no
defensive
crushing
options,
counter,
tactical, like you were talking about here, just such a
buff
lot
de
of
dano
support
no
character,
imbloqueável
just really
e uma chuva de palmito do Celta nerfada com bandeira do Bárbaro.
Do you have some other
É
things
isso,
you wanna show off
resumindo.
here too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we have the
We have a video
emote
for
and the
emotes.
Yeah,
execution
Oh, yeah.
and
Let's go
emotes.
see.
As well, yeah. Max,
So
if
let's
you
jump
shoot
into the emotes.
Yes.
So we got the combat
Emotes,
emotes here.
emotes.
There you go.
Uh,
So we have all the emotes for her representing herself. Like she rally people around her, like the Doom banner. Exactly, like it's a bit
emote
that,
aí é
like the
tudo
banner that comes in, she's
whatever,
with
né?
her when you fight. Yeah, some also like fun emote because
Super cool emotes, yeah.
Some other fun ones, yeah.
I mean we have She's so
You
so
want to recreate the trailer? You get all the emotes to recreate the trailer. That's super
yeah.
cool.
No, exactly. It really showed the personality of the character itself, and of course, player customization. It's really fun to be the one that call out your allies. So
It's a huge aspect of For Honor.
yeah,
It's
it
amazing.
is. It is. Yeah, sometimes things don't.
Precisava ver a hitbox desses imbloqueável dela aí, como que vai ser, né?
Yes.
Shortly as
O
well.
tracking também, tudo isso é importante.
I really like this,
Yeah.
this emote.
It
It's
looks
like
I mean,
you press it,
those
you're like,
weapons are heavy, so sometimes you just have to,
Aí, ó,
so
melhor
you,
emote.
like, when you
Descobrimos.
game, you get a stretch sometime, take a
Yes.
little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
water.
Okay, cool. So we've got those, and we have executions as well.
yes,
You
the
show off a little bit?
execution.
Ô, filha,
Look
They're
amazing.
so
tá
good,
brava
so
porque eu
good.
espirrei, é?
So you really feel the heaviness of this fighter
Yeah.
in those executions.
And I love like how we kind of handled the shield with like
Yes.
kind of punching with the shield as
She
well.
really used it more like as
Yeah.
a defensive
Yeah.
tool, yes.
Mhm.
but also as
It's pointy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it has a dual, like, she can use it as to protect, but also to attack, which she does.
And this is where also, like, the violent Viking part of it comes into play, right? It's
exactly what Stefan was saying in the beginning.
Olha, as execuções estão bonitas.
In general, and her fighting and stuff, but when you look at these executions, you see her Viking side really come out, and it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna, you know.
She's violent, but not, like, control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Very, very controlled violence.
You don't want to have this axe embedded in your face.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
I think everybody does. No, it looks very painful. Well, yeah, those look amazing. Really cool. Great work on the animation team. Again, putting all that together. Just super bloody and violent and horrifying.
Isso aí, galera.
So, great stuff, as always.
Vocês estão achando, hein?
So, Alex, so, I mean, we've talked a lot. We've showed off a lot here. But if you were to say, just maybe for new players here coming in, like wanting to you know, start playing the Varengian Guard, who, you know, what would be like maybe the closest, you know, character?
Qual personagem mais parecido com ela atualmente no jogo?
It feels kind of a mix in between, I would say, like Warlord, surprisingly.
Uma mistura de Warlord
and Aramusha.
E Aramusha.
The down stance is temporary like Aramusha, and you can do it after your recoveries. So you kind of get like kind of all of the heaviness of the.
O Aramusha é um híbrido de pesado, né?
And those recovery cancel of Aramusha, yeah.
There's a bit of Black Power in there as well. Like
É um Warlord com recover cancel e sem LED. Sem LED me deixa um pouco triste.
If a new player picks it up, it's like just get into your chain, try to learn how to use those recovery cancels in group fights, and it should be good.
Nice.
It's great because it's the hero's not like it's simple to play, like it's easy to pick up, but it's really hard to master every little detail with it. That's really, really good.
Personagem difícil de masterizar, vamos ver, né?
Super great.
So with all of that too, like how do you
Nada de per armor, hein? Nada de per armor.
Like the overall meta, you know, the big,
team competition, right? So,
all that.
So one of the big things that we were keeping in mind while designing this hero is, as the game has been moving more towards big group fights, big wide trajectories, the meta has been super impacted by this. Why we've seen the rise of Magi, rise of like heroes.
Tá falando que a meta do jogo atualmente, né? Grande teamfight, grande hitbox. Esse personagem foi feito para ser um counter dessas teamfights.
You have to be careful where you're going to be throwing your attacks, how you're going to be doing your stuff. Yes, it's not a super hard counter, but it still works really quite well there. So we're really expecting
vamos ver como ele vai funcionar, né? No meio de uma teamfight.
Where you need to defeat opposing teams that are really using those group fight tools that we've been building all over this past year and a half. So it's really built around this. We had this in mind while we were building this hero, as well as when we were like buffing up group fights. So this is how I really feel like it's gonna go, both in regular gameplay and in competitive. Right? Because in regular, it's gonna happen once in a while. You're gonna be able to block with those trajectories, but at competitive levels, I've seen the players that we're going to be seeing playing later use her very effectively.
Vai ter agora, vai ter uma demonstração aí. Deve ter chamado os caras na gringa lá para fazer umas partidas de demonstração. Aí a gente vai ver como eles vão usar na teamfight. Vai passar daqui a pouco aí. Vou preparar meu cafezinho. Vai demorar essa live então, hein? Vai ter até show match, pô. Ainda bem que hoje é feriado.
Exactly. Right? So that's a big part of it, where you want to like make sure that she's there, she's a threat, and it's one of the first few times where you're like, well, I have to kill this hero first. And we built with that in mind, right? With all those defensive tools that make her harder to kill. So it's all those little aspects that kind of blend together that make for something super interesting. And the other thing that we were hoping to have is, if you're playing this game and you have a friend that's starting or whatever, you can play with them and stick close to them and actually actively help them in group fights and protect them and defend them. And it fits really well with the hero's thematic, but also with what we're kind of gameplay elements and where we're trying to play.
Interessante, né?
Awesome.
Ele tá chovendo no molhado aí, falando, hoje é feriado em São Paulo, aniversário de São Paulo, por isso que eu tô em casa transmitindo a live.
Thanks to the animation team, Ricardo, Nawel and Michel, I mean, on their great work on this hero.
Obrigado, Vanessa, obrigado principalmente por ser tão linda, viu? Então é isso, vamos ver agora, vai ter um show matchzinho aí. Vamos ver como a galera high level tá usando ele, principalmente na teamfight. Porque realmente um full block, onde você não pode punir o cara, porque o cara cancelou o recover dele, se torna meio patético, né? É o que acontece normalmente com os full block do jogo, tipo o Conqueror ou o Warlord mesmo. Vai dar full block, você vai dar a cabeçada, o cara esquivou. Né, o Orochi da vida, o Bárbaro.
We are, and if you want to see the next stage of all this, well, what better chance than what's coming up next? We have exhibition matches with some very special players who joined us in the studio live, who are going to be doing some hands-on real scrimmage matches using
Very
the Varengian
special
Guard.
players.
So you don't want to miss that, so stick around.
Não fui chamado, hein? Tô triste.
Thank you, guys.
Nunca sou chamado. Então vamos ver agora, galera, a chance da gente ver. Eu vou deixar a cam fechada, tá? Deixar a cam fechada mesmo. E aí vamos ver esse show match aí, exhibition match, né, no caso. Vamos ver. Espero que não, porque se todo mundo de Varegian não vai, Varegian, não vai ser legal. Eu quero ver o Varegian contra o Medjay, contra o Orochi, né? Contra um Shinobi, eu quero ver ele no meio dos outros personagens. Se os caras pegar 4 Varegian, aí não vai dar pra... não vai ser parâmetro pra nada, né? Vamos ver como vai ser essa partida de exibição aí. Acho que seria interessante fazer isso, você pegar 2 composições metas, não podendo repetir personagem, e um Varegian em cada time sendo expectado. Aí eu acho que seria legal. Se ele vai sofrer muito para imbloqueável ou não, a gente vai ter que testar, ver, né? Considerando que ele é um cara paradão, hoje no For Honor, cara, você ser parado é complicado. Se você não ficar cancelando o recovery ali com iframe o tempo todo, você tá pra trás, né? Tá pra trás. Então vamos ver. Essa live vai longe, hein? A gente vai ver ainda customização, patch notes. A gente tá no meio da live ainda. Pô, mas é sacanagem, né? Essa demora aí dos caras. Nem nas minhas lives a gente demora tanto assim.
Season 4 exhibition portion of the stream, where we'll be showcasing the Varengian Guard in all of her glory. We're coming at you live from the Ubisoft Montreal studio, and it is a pleasure to be one of your hosts. My name is Vivid Naz, and I'm joined with my co-host, my partner in crime, Verbal.
Hey, abriram o jardim de infância aí.
Character is. However, considering some of the mechanics at play regarding pinning, binding, and especially multi-blocking, we're going to need something a little bit more meat on the bone, a little bit fattier. So, Ubisoft only decided and flew out a bunch of folks for the community, be they YouTubers, competitive players, or the like. And we're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned best of 3.
Yes, sir. It will be a Dominion game mode. Of course, the maps that we'll try and play today is Temple Garden, Overwatch, and if we get to it, Harbor. I really hope we get to it because I really want to showcase this character.
Vamos ver. Vão ser uma melhor de 3 partidas de YouTubers, jogadores competitivos.
Varengian as a character is very much... I've been constantly using the phrase home cooking character, you know. We've had Outlander for the last couple of times.
Vamos ver.
Every single one's had some kind of paradigm shifting gimmick, whether it's chains into infinite, you know, chains chaining into everything with ocelots, with pirate having feats in the middle of chains fluidly, and a gun.
Cara, detalhe, esse personagem, ele não tem nenhum ataque perseguidor, tá? Isso pra mim já é complicado com a meta atual do jogo. Ele não tem iframe, ele é muito parado, travado. Eu não sei se só o bloco dele vai resolver muita coisa em teamfight não, né? Mas vamos testar. Vamos ver como funciona essas hitbox dele.
And also, small update for you as we're going through the exhibition today. If anyone from chat has any questions, by the power of a lovely tablet I got for my birthday, we can see you now.
We will be on it.
Yeah, so if anyone's got any questions, ask
O
away.
gordinho colocou um pinico na cabeça ali. Mãe, passa a tesoura aqui. Colocou o pinico meio de lado assim. A mãe dele cortou tudo errado, o cabelo dele.
Lovely people. And starting off, we can maybe even go through the teams that we have. So, starting off, we have Team Red Nose Gang. I'm hoping that the gifts are going up because the gifts were absolutely incredible. It was the funniest thing that we done yesterday. We had to make gifts for everyone. We had to make gifts for each other. And to take a look at Team Red Nose Gang, we have some familiar
Esse aí é o cara que manda desculpe pra você. Vamos lá, Norme, Marco Iolo, Freeze, Ixo, Nutella. Aí esse aqui, Hip Bean, não conheço, Fifth Spaniard e o Havok. Havok é gente boa, Havok é brother.
Now, on the flip side, of course, you must keep in mind the enemy team. We've got Team Stream Killing Service. We've got Rippy as the team captain, one of the foremost folks in the North American competitive scene. Even the name of the team.
Aí galera, olha o naipe dos jogadores de For Honor aí, ó.
Next up, we've got Bean, a little bit of a wild card here, because Bean is the best 1v1 player in the game by sheer record, the current winner and reigning champion of the Duel Series, or the Duel Frenzy, excuse me, got the Dominion Series mixed up there.
Vamos lá, vocês estão torcendo pra quem aí?
How well is he going to do with fours, I wonder? A little bit of a question to consider. Next up, Spaniard, a returning face here for the broadcast, and Spaniard, more known for his tournament adjudication than actually playing in them, but I'm sure he's got some funny stuff up his sleeve nonetheless. And last but not least, we have Havoc, of course. Relatively little introduction required for one Mr. Havoc. If we see a Warden, there's going to be a problem for the enemy team.
Yeah, just look out for the player that's like edge walking across the map. I'll tell you something about Spaniard, which I found was pretty hilarious. Freeze deems him unreactable. He's so used to playing with the top level players that when he sees Spaniard's Hitukiri, he's just like, what is going on here? I just don't understand how this player plays.
And I believe we are going to have the lineups here very shortly as...
Yes,
for once, I'm not the one actually running production, so the eye's coming up very quickly here. Normally, I'm the one doing tournament streams for these. Shout out to Ubisoft Production, of course. You must credit the Observer always. Shout out to Maxoft Production, is going to be on the camera.
É, como eu disse, vai ter um Varengian por time, né? Cara, a qualidade aqui não tá muito legal, viu? Mas é a qualidade que eles estão transmitindo. Então vamos lá. Vamos tentar observar aí o que ele vai fazer nesse domínio. Tá indo direto pra C, padrão. Já vai rolar aquela teamfight na C ali. Você quer que aumente o volume? Porque eles estão falando muito na orelha, né? Então vamos lá. Vamos ver o Superior Block. Light, tomou imbloqueável. Conseguiu esquivar legal. Um parryzinho, tentou BB, não foi. Conseguiu um bom bash. Errou o GB. Vamos lá, 2. Varengian. Nossa, tomou um crush encounter na cara do Normie.
Havoc, low stamina, no stamina actually, having to worry about a Jangjun. Jangjun, not the biggest concern potentially for Havoc, he's got a lot of experience in that particular
Cara, quem tá expectando tinha que ter a inteligência de expectar o personagem que a gente quer ver, não ficar expectando um aleatório no mid, né? Reclama aí das minhas transmissões, tá? Aí, agora sim, vamos lá. Pesadão, né? Ó, pesadão correndo. X1 aí, vamos ver. Esse light parece bem interessante, viu? Bloqueável, cabeçada. Beitou. Punição. Ó, o light. Esse light parece bem interessante. Ainda mais que é uma animação que a gente não conhece, né? Cara, eu não vi ele usando ainda o... Ih, errou. Eu não vi ele usando o bloco ainda de forma eficiente, né?
And as Team Red Nose Gang, sorry, not Team Red Nose Gang, Team Stream Killing Service secures the point.
There you go. What's going on in chat? They can't keep our love apart. Yes, Mr. Sheep, don't worry. I love you too. But real talk for a second though, Vivid. A nice little sort of subculture that always ends up going on around the new heroes is always the race to Rep 70. Kind of an unofficial thing that happens on Twitch, and Mr. Sheep is already pretty much...
Aê, vamos ver agora. O que ele faz ali no mid. O dash attack dele parece um pouco mais interessante do que o do Warlord, do BP. Não sei se é impressão minha também.
Season 4, and I've been saying that for years now, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, and now we're at year 7 approaching year 8, which blows
dead game, by the way, guys, dead game.
Blows my mind. It's so incredible to see the support that this game still gets, and it still very much deserves. And yeah, just the love that the devs still give to this game is honestly next to none.
Another question for the chat real quick. I missed the narrative segment. Where can I get that? Well, if you want to rewind in the stream, I do believe the Ubisoft channel has the VOD saved. But if you want to get a nicer sort of stretch on the lore, just wait for Reaper King to upload a video. He's going to have it up on YouTube, I imagine, fairly quickly. And Reaper King's a pretty solid place to get that sort of lore stuff, so keep an eye out on that. However, from the immediate moment, oh dear Bean, it was nice knowing you.
Executions, there we go. Norway picks up a bit of health as part of that.
Vamos ver aí o anti-gank dele agora contra 3, ó. Contra 3, tomou 2 imbloqueável, daí Tokiri na cara. Nada de recover cancel, nada de full block. Cara, eu não vi uma utilidade desse full block até agora. Se alguém viu aí, fala no chat aí pra mim. Ih, o cara caiu. Aí é For Honor mesmo, hein? Tava no negócio gravado, deixaram o cara cair. Maravilha. Vocês veem que não é só no nosso show match não, hein, galera. Ó, usou o quarto feat. Ó, arrebentou, hein? Vamos ver o X1. Famosa finta de imbloqueável pra GB. Ó, usou agora. Cara, vai ser bom assim, acho que pra usar isso tipo, com aqueles golpes externos.
Marco YOLO here. I love his little banner on his back.
Gotta be a bit aware. Of course, Keto into Kyoshin is a relatively okay fight, especially... Oh, the bleed.
No.
Can't believe it's curse. Unfortunate. My apologies there. Havoc able to pick up the kill, and Team Stream Killing Service threatening to take the W in this first game of this best of 3.
Ó, X1zinho aí.
We're a little late to that initial segment, the headbutt after any heavy pin, any
Esse zone dela, né, parece que pega...
prefix or the ASIP prefix. That headbutt
Parece
is
que pega uma área
not
bem
guaranteed.
legal.
It's actually a pseudo 50-50 where you can go for the headbutt immediately or you can wait a little bit
Mas
longer
esse
and go for a guard break right
1v1 dela aí parece bem limitado, né?
Yeah, Normie seems to be absolutely popping off. The lower he is in health, the more he pops off. And it's one
Light,
v one
light.
against Rippy. Rippy just trying to go for that bash light combo. But Normie unfortunately reading him
Light,
like
light.
a top light lands as Rippy secures the point. They are in breaking, which is not a nice situation to be in here. Nutella in a 1v1 against Havoc tries to go for the heavy.
I understand you're hang on, timeout. I understand you're being nice, but my brother in Christ, it's 5-12 to 1-10-78.
I'm trying to be nice, right? Where we want to see as many games as possible with this new character.
True. I mean, we're going to see more than enough of this character out when it launches on February 1st. I mean,
don't worry
this
about
is a
that.
support character where there's going to be 4 stacks of this rolling around. A single pick, please, dear God. And that is going to be something relevant. We should actually quickly talk about the feats.
Aê, vamos ver agora. Contra a Hitokiri.
From the people I've been talking to here, the tier 1 and the tier 3
Ô louco, o cara meteu essa, meu.
very strong.
He hit a raw tier 4 bear by the Hitokiri. But I'll tell you what, I want to hear into the comms of Team RNG right before we win this out.
Hit us up, production.
That's quick.
That was good. Never mind. I killed him. I'm too good.
Levou, né?
Alright.
Not too good. You're too modest.
Cara, eu acho assim, o mix-up dela até de certa forma interessante. Se você... Vai, um opening de bash, né? Aparentemente é o mesmo bash do BP. Idêntico. Depois desse bash, você vai garantir o seu light. Aí você pode dar um imbloqueável. Você pode dar mais um light. Você pode dar um zone, pelo que eu entendi. Eu não sei, não lembro se tinha zone da chain. E aí, depois do imbloqueável, você pode... Ou depois de qualquer finisher, você pode dar uma cabeçada e reiniciar a chain. Interessante, tem que ver quantas vezes você consegue fazer isso, né?
The amount of screaming we would have heard, that would have been great. C point will once again be the place where the fighting will never end. It will go on and on, my friends. Once the C point gets done, maybe they transition to mid, maybe they go to A. With Varangian Guard specifically, Vivid, something you may want to keep an eye out for is if the Varangian Guard gets sent to mid, or if they're going to be primarily holding on C. Because, of course, a lot of characters who are meta in mid-clearing right now, there's a few unblockables here and there, but a lot of them are throwing non-unblockables, and a Varangian...
Galera, vocês conseguiram observar alguma coisa nessa match aí? De relevante? Eles não fizeram tanta teamfight, né? Parece que foi mais uma surra do que...
So it would make more sense to move for that mid lane, try and go for the clear of the creeps. But later on, you want to be as close to your team as possible because that tier 1 is, I won't say busted. It is great. It is amazing.
Strong. When I was asking for a couple players' opinions, the tier 1 and the tier 3 were the ones being pointed out as strong. If you want to know a vague idea of the numbers on those feats, the tier 1 heals for about 10 per block, which can get funny very quickly. The tier 2 that gives you the defense bluff on superior blocking something.
Ele falou que cura só 10. Só 10? Cara, na demonstração lá curava mais quase uma barra de vida.
An AC prefix move, that is also a 50% damage buff. So the rule is 10, 15, 15 in terms of numbers. And we'll probably see it displayed here.
Yeah, here we go. We're in a 3v1.
Ó, o Varengian lá no meio da teamfight, vamos ver.
Some big heavies being thrown here by Spaniel. Once again, the unreadable Hitokiri.
Pelo menos tem Zerk e Orochi agora pra gente ver, né? Só que o maravilhoso que tá transmitindo, ele tá expectando uma Hitokiri, cara. Ó, tentou usar o full block, nada. Tentou de novo. Tá usando, mas não... Ninguém foi. O cara ficou flipando igual os consolistas loucos flipando no Predict. Ficou puxando full block lá pra ver se alguém batia.
Red nose game in there just picks up the point.
You know what? Let's move away from your inflicted commentator's curse. How dare you, heartless bugger.
É, acho que o azul já ganhou essa daí, já.
Naz, what is your favorite hero?
Oh my god. It depends. I feel
Quem
like
disse que pro player não faz cagada também? Olha aí.
Rule number 1, don't jump attack on Overwatch. You know it doesn't work. You've made enough videos on it.
But he's got point C. He can quickly go to get his health back. So it's not the worst thing possible.
I guess.
I will say what I said to the dev team. I will say Centurion only because I played so much of this character.
Hang on. No, stop. What is this?
This is the tech. This is the tech.
Não, sério, meu, que no showmatch os moleque faz isso, cara.
Put them in front of a ladder and they'll struggle here. Oh, you've actually got up the ladder.
Ladders confirmed OP. Map designer when remove them.
Yeah, Varengian Guard. They didn't really want to talk about the downsides of the character, but I think we just saw it there.
Why are you running? Stop, please.
Okay.
Oh wait, watch the
É o
ledge.
Pull Max europeu esse aí.
No. Please don't get ledge live on street. Hey,
Light attack, tier 1 unlock. Oh, okay, the bit of BM there. Coming up from Normie, he wasn't too happy with that. Spaniard in the 2v1. I said Centurion.
Yes.
What would you
Conqueror,
say?
easy for me.
Yeah.
Always love Conqueror.
I kind of expected from you.
Is that a compliment or a disparagement?
No, I just remember ever since we started playing the game, I would probably say back 2017, 2018, you've always been playing Conqueror. Even though when he was Gigabad.
We're old.
Yeah, we're very old.
Arguably, he's somewhat Gigabad now, but that's the top.
Vamos lá, vamos ver se ele consegue usar um full block alguma vez.
What are you doing? You're letting the YouTuber grab you?
Yeah, he's.
What are you doing?
Rippy is a bit MC struggling here so far, but he does seem to have the numbers advantage on the C point. Nutella gets caught there with a parry, gets successfully executed by the Varengian Guard. I'm glad it was her because the executions are just so brutal.
Yeah, shout out to the animation team.
Oh my god, the animation team.
The executions here. Every single one feels just.
Cara, por que você tirou o spec de lá e colocou numa Hitokiri sozinha nessa base? Ou quem tá expectando essa partida não tem a menor ideia de For Honor, de transmitir. Não é possível, cara.
But Marco Yolo wants to try and interfere in other ways. Grabs Spaniard, but no! They botched the gank entirely. Bean gets the GB, but Marco grabs him again!
He gets it.
Hugs for everyone. Marco Yolo wholesome till he breaks your spine.
He's doing a hug-only speedrun there. Gets, okay, does not get Spaniard. Doom Banner and gets dropped there. Defenses are super low. Marco Yolo gets taken out. Rippy coming out of spawn. Let's see what he is able to do. They are at a deficit, and if Verta loses, they do lose the best of 3. So they really need to pick it up for the stream killing service.
Gotta be a little bit wary here. You don't want to get too open live on stream. I mean, the interview segment's gonna be kind of funny.
Yeah, you definitely don't. And they're all playing for a prize.
They are.
It's a prize.
We haven't told them what the prize is, but there is a prize.
Yes, the prize is exceptional. I'm always
E agora contra o Orochi.
the prizes that they play for.
Ó, interessante, um Orochi, um bárbaro. Não deu tempo de ver, né?
I know, but come on, surely we're winners too.
Are we?
Yes.
I mean, sure. I mean, we get to talk over this a lot, but these are the people actually playing and/or getting clipped on stream.
Yeah,
so I mean,
that's true.
these are the people sacrificing their social capital to give an exhibition for this character.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, oh wait, out of context statements for Honor makes you say a lot of silly ones.
Yeah, definitely do not clip.
Cara, esse light dele é muito bom.
Here we go. We get to see some minion clear.
E pelo menos ele vai garantir bastante golpe, né?
Oh, hang on, but there's a cat fight on C. This is actually more important. Shout out to Max on production for finding this.
Era pra dar cabeçada. Cara, se ele desse a cabeçada, ele continuava o gank. Isso é interessante. Vocês viram essa situação? Garantir o imbloqueável dele, certo? E depois do imbloqueável, ele pode dar uma cabeçada. Cara, será que essa cabeçada garante mais um golpe? Pensando em situação de gank, vai. Uma situação do Kyoshin, por exemplo. O Kyoshin vai entrar na stance dele, vai dar os 4 golpes, o Varengian dá um heavy, o Kyoshin garante com o GB o segundo heavy imbloqueável do Varengian, certo? Esse é o gank padrão. Só que depois disso o Varengian pode dar uma cabeçada. Será que numa dessa o Kyoshin consegue entrar na stance e pinar ele de novo?
advanced lights, which means you can use them as an initiator fairly frequently as long as you're not being brain dead and just letting yourself get parried.
Yeah, no.
Essa cabeçada pós-imbloqueável aí que eu tô interessado de ver como ela vai funcionar numa situação de gank. Ou será que já vai dar vingança na hora, né? A gente precisa ver como vai ser o ganho de vingança.
Okay. Dude, what is going on with this guy? He's just throwing out these hugs. 1v1 as well.
Okay. Alright.
Oh my, he's trying to get a clip for his videos. For sure this dude's trying to get clips for his videos.
I mean, why not? The stream's right there.
Yeah.
Although, I do want to address actually a statement someone said in chat.
Let's go.
No way anyone's using them to external block externals. Nice sentence, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you're specifically referring to the all guard, that's actually been surprisingly good in playtest for getting around the all external hits. Because what is the current general meta of the game right now at the highest level? It is an absurd amount of very wide trajectories, long-range heavies, lots of trajectories, that kind of thing. As long as it is not orange, not an unblockable attack, that all guard, the Oathbreaker, shuts it down entirely.
Yeah, it just stuns everyone, and they're all stunned for the duration of the all block. And what's even better is you can lock on different characters before you follow up.
Yes.
So you don't have to follow up on the last person that you block. You can follow up on any character that you block.
Yeah, I maybe slightly lied about the whole paradigm thing. Yes, that is technically a brand new mechanic to the game in having the ability to choose which target you go for after a blade blockade style move or a deflect style move. Normally, you go for the person that you hit last. Oh dear, this is not good for
Vamos ver, né?
team.
Eu acho que tá dando pra ver muito pouco do personagem. Pra falar a verdade, não vi nenhum gank assim muito bom. Tem um carinha ali que parece estar teleportando, né?
Be careful, watch those tier 4 feats, they can come by surprisingly.
Ó, agora tá nice essa teamfight aí, hein? Ó. Tava indo bem, né? Até morrer. Tava ganhando até que perdeu. 1-1, porra, eu louco pra acabar esse rápido isso daí.
When we were here for the Magi reveal.
Yes.
It was a 2-0, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this might be our first B of 3. Or this is our first.
Imagina você jogar um show match desse e ficar tipo negativão, ia ser triste, né?
No, first time for everything. And also it kind of harps on the point that we want to see as much playtime for this character. 4v4s is where the Varangian Guard thrives, and we got to see some elements of that there.
Pra personagem lança dia 1º de fevereiro. Tá escrito aqui embaixo, ó, New Hero Available.
Support is the important part of the description, the character description.
Now, admittedly, when I first was invited in and I got to look at Varangian Guard and I got the explanation from JC that she was a support hero, I was a little bit mad. As For Honor's only benefaction appreciator on Jangjun, that is the big support feat right now, next to Black Prior, but Black Prior doesn't count because Black Prior is really good.
Yeah.
But this character having not 1, not 2, but 3, arguably 4 feats that allow for a massively supportive playstyle. If you want to go that way, you can do it. And now, admittedly, even if you don't want to go for the uniques, which I imagine you will, like this character very much has a
É, galera, isso aí é os youtubers que vocês ficam amando aí, ó. Não que eu seja um primor de gameplay, né? Mas é isso, é uma mistura, galera. É gerador de conteúdo misturado com jogador competitivo, então.
We didn't really have any great tier 4 usages. As we already said earlier, we are taking a look at the chat, so if there's any questions you want answered on the character before the release date in February.
Griffin Main's crying.
Vamos lá. É, cara, mas se vocês forem pensar bem em relação a gank dele, que depois de tudo que ele faz, ele pode dar uma cabeçada e reiniciar a chain dele, cara, isso é potencialmente muito forte no gank. E aí, galera, tá tudo bem? E aí, galera, tá tudo bem pra vocês aqui? Pra mim deu uma travada na live aqui.
We are following Normie, Team RNG. They won with quite a landslide in the first game. I thought they were going to win with a landslide in the second game. But I feel like we just waffled maybe a bit too much and we missed what was actually going on in the game.
I love to waffle. It's why we're here. Let's keep waffling. Hi, Kilimanjaro. I see you in chat. How you doing? Although, actually, I want to do some shout-outs real quick while I got a quick moment. Shout-out to...
Deu uma travadinha, mas voltou ao normal aqui.
For the Crusade Against Cancer tournaments he's done recently. He raised quite a good bit of money for that, so...
Incredible.
Crusade Against Cancer. I think I could respectfully say this on stream at least one time without getting in trouble. Screw cancer, I would swear, but I'm actually a bit of a coward. But screw cancer, shout out for the Crusade Against Cancer tournaments.
Yeah,
always good to see.
It's such a beautiful thing to rally behind. We do see the Ocelotl. I got told that we've all been pronouncing this character's name wrong.
Have we?
Yes, Marco Yolo taught me how to pronounce it.
Vamos ver como ele limpa o mid.
L at the end is pronounced with a
Bem
little
mal,
bit
né?
and I
Bem
can't
mal.
remember it. He did tell me before stream, but I'm a nervous
Definitivamente é um
wreck, so I'm
pesadão.
trying to not listen too much to what people
Não
tell me.
limpa mid bem, não.
I mean, to be fair, this is also the same character that has the mahuatl as a weapon. I think that's how I meant to say it. It's like M.
Nossa, tem 3 no mid ali.
Yeah.
Foi embora.
That's gonna. Hang on a minute. Havoc, what are you doing here, Sunshine? On the Orochi, you've got to make it really work here against the Shugo. You can get absolutely hyper armored out of existence, and there is a Berserker there. But of course, you have a bash, so you have ways to get around a Varangian's defense quite nicely, but it doesn't matter if you just gank them properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Cara, é a agilidade, o dano e todo o kit do Orochi pra domínio. Ó, já melhoraram o gankzinho ali, vocês viram? Gankzinho mais simples, né? Ó a hitbox dele. Não tem nada. E agora? Pivou bem, bom read. Ó. Jogou nice, né? Mas é um Orochi, né? Um Orochi atrás dele, o cara vai te perseguir até. Ele é pesado. Pesado, o personagem é pesado. Galera, quem não deixou o like aí, puder deixar, eu agradeço. Questão.
Yeah, Bean's the one on freeze. I'll peel Normie.
I'm trying to get out. Oh, Circus on me, he's gonna kill me probably.
Nice shit. Ooh. Spin. Have a go here right now.
Okay.
Nice.
Just absolutely mega reads on this.
Ih, mano, não jogou no chão.
Nice
He's
power.
got loads of range, I can't do.
I'll help Havoc. You guys stay mid and see. Me and Havoc on A.
One more coming A.
Yeah, we'll take the fight.
I'm gonna heal on. Yeah, you heal. I'm
Just play your health. I'll try and get you heal.
Marco's going A.
Actually,
Doki's going A.
Span, go A now. Go A now.
Yeah,
I've got Jug, so I can pop Jug and stall them the whole time. Oh no. Actually, I still lie. I've got the. Oh my god, he got me the hug. Ha!
Really?
I'm dead. That's fine. That was a good stall.
I can't go
CB.
out
Yeah, CB. Just keep playing CB. We're doing good.
Yeah, I'm on safe, you are.
Yeah, so I think you can go up with Sirena and go help. Yeah, all four.
Ó a cabeçada. Achei a cabeçada bem interessante. Ó o defesa superior, que da hora.
I'll be watching. You're kind of alone in mid there.
Aos poucos, depois de 3 partidas, a gente vai conseguindo identificar alguns movimentos, né?
Yo, Beanie, from spawn, go A.
X1 agora é de Varengian.
I didn't mean to bury that.
You want to see on Havoc, please, baby. Going to you instead, actually.
I knew it.
And I got a 1v1 this new character again.
I rotated him.
Tentou cancelar. Recover, tomou um imbloqueável na cara.
There's one mid.
I'll keep him off. Is he coming?
Don't hog, just double heavy off my bash. We'll do simple. Good.
I'll let.
Yep.
Esse lightzinho, como ele é defesa ele tem... Ele é enhanced, né? Aprimorado, esse light attack. Ele pina bem o cara numa situação de gank.
Just don't get plunged.
Yeah, I'm standing. Okay, I'm just standing away from the zip line. Let me know if you want me to go to mid or anywhere else.
That's crazy.
I've got Normie.
I'm going to mid. Wait, no. Okay, I've got Teller on. Nahel's gonna win this onesie probably. Having said that, I've won so far. I'm gonna try and stay away from them.
Oh my god.
Let's take it back to us.
Yeah, I'll stay. I can't.
It's fine. I was going on C.
Shugok é o Marco Iolo, acho.
Oh no, okay.
I come freeze. Coming C. What's my... Alright.
I won my onesie on C.
I'm gonna come mid for you.
Oh, thank Christ, it's you.
You can go mid, you can go mid.
And
Transmissão
in
tá
a
top, hein?
surprising turn of events, Team SKS seems to be taking
Que aí? Cadê o jogo, galera?
I like the part where
Nossa, velho.
parried and he was like,
Pensa que
"I
esses
can
caras
do
estão
that."
sendo pagos pra fazer isso
It
daí.
looked sick, but he was like, "Yeah,
Pra
no, I can
expectar
do
os
that."
bonecos errados.
Top NA player things, I suppose.
Tirar do meio da transmissão e botar a cara desses gordos aí.
Nice to see you. Alex mentioned you once or twice. Yeah,
Estão
fellow
sendo
flag
pagos, cara.
enthusiast. Happy birthday, reposter.
Happy birthday. You can see here, Normie in a 2v1 situation. It does look a bit dire for
Eu
his
só
team.
peço Prime pra você.
Taking too many losses.
Beware.
Vitello 1v1
Vamos ver
against
esse
here.
X1 aí.
He might have an okay time against the Berserker. You've got several access to crushing counters, Webby. You know, I haven't actually seen the interaction, what happens where a Berserker zones into the old guard.
Into the old guard,
That's a fair point. Oh no, you don't need to. You don't need it if you just parry it. That's the old classic, just parry on the fourth hit. There is an Ocelot who is dead
Nossa
in
senhora.
play. An Ocelot could end up popping up around here.
Ó, agora que nessa, eu queria ver nessas esquivas aí, ó. O Full Block trabalhando. Pra saber se eles vão conseguir bater e cancelar o recover.
Oh god, Filthy Spaniard just 100 to 0 there so quickly by Team RNG. Marco Yolo just pulling up to the midpoint here. Havoc using his bow, unfortunately, to not much effect. And the Orochi just falls back to point C, tries to regen some health. Havoc in a 1v1 against Marco. Okay, we get to see some epic gaming. A 1v1 going on here with the Varangian guards. Blue versus pink. The duality.
Esquive light.
Careful. Gotta be careful.
Ó, você vê como pina esse light?
That is the way you get around Varangian's defense. Unblockables and melee attacks. This is not a Black Prior style all guard where it counters everything, but you just get beaten instead. Marco Yolo deploying the bow shot. Sorry, Spaniard deploying the bow shot there. Heavy damage. Normie 1 HP. Normally Spaniards trying to help him through tournaments, but now he's got to
Qualquer mix-up, Shugok light. O cara, um monte de fuleiragem, o Shugok light, toma.
With the soft lead, losing a point, they won't be in the lead anymore. Being here, just facing up against Mr. Freeze on the Ocelotl, trying to see what he can do. Does have the support there of Havoc as we cut to Rippy. Can he do anything to support his team?
Ow.
The storm comes down.
That Doom Banner's a problem. Doom Banner's a problem. Get out of there.
Okay.
Oh, but no, Spaniards in the back.
Nossa, imbloqueável deu muito dano, cara. Não tá aparecendo o log ali de dano, né?
While I did mention Varangian doesn't have necessarily the best 1v1, it is there. It exists, you can force it, but it's not something that's going to be notable versus like an Aethera.
Especially when you have a Doom Banner to support you, right?
True, that's fair.
We can see here, teams were put into breaking, but unfortunately, oh no, the pin, that was a cool interaction.
Indeed.
The pin prevented the HUD from going through.
Esse Shugok querendo abraçar do neutro aí, velho. Toda hora.
Bean comes into support, Orochi is down, and we're about to hit breaking real soon here.
Boneco é mulher.
Beware the breaking, especially with the executions. Varangian's got some decently quick ones on the board. That will be a very good place to put them if you can. That's going to be a quick respawn. Double break, alright.
Oh my god.
I do see some questions in the chat. We'll get to those after this game in the time between. So we'll keep an eye on this for the time being as we are in breaking. And I want to keep focus on this. Rippy in a 2 versus 2. Havoc is here to assist. And Filthy Spaniards in the back.
Yes, sir. And health power seems to be in the favor of Team SKS here. The Fire Flask comes down, but unfortunately it doesn't do much as Havoc picks up the execute there at the back. Vitello trying to see what he can do, but they
Nossa, só o bárbaro.
in the form of Normie on the Varangian guard. 2v2 situation there. Rippy falls. 3 members down here for Team SKS as RNG look to take up the win. Ocelotl gets executed.
Bean's dead!
Bean falls to the ground, and the last member, the Shigoki, falls as
É isso aí, galera. O que vocês acharam desse show match aí?
One player dies to freeze.
Yeah.
Headlines everywhere.
Yeah, Bean is probably not gonna live it down.
Alright, so there's many things we could say. However,
Olha esse freeze, velho. O cara parece que tem parece um velho de 70 anos, velho. Olha a cara desse maluco. Parece um velho de 70 anos, cara. Meu avô tá num shape melhor que o Freeze. E olha que ele já morreu há 10 anos. Bom, e aí, galera? O que vocês acharam do show match aí? Eu acho que não deu pra ver muita coisa. Não deu pra ver muita coisa mesmo. Lembrando que provavelmente eu vou estar com acesso do personagem. Então 1 ou 2 dias antes já vai ter o tutorial dele no canal. Embora já parece ser um personagem bem básico. Deu pra ver mais ou menos o que ele vai fazer, né? Mas obviamente eu vou lançar aí o tutorial explicando direitinho o que dá, faz cada movimento, dano, que coisa.
There is quite a fun list. I'd say after the stream, if you want to sort of keep the good vibes going, check out the directory and see people's reactions to the stream. That's what personally I want to see. However, I'm going to stop myself before I end up going the full thing, because I could just talk about the directory forever and the cool people in it.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. We once again appreciate the opportunity to be able to...
Deu pra ver muito pouco do full block, mas se você pensar, assim... Cara, tudo bem, é um full block diferente. Ele vai dar um stun, né? Então, dificilmente vão cancelar o recovery e evitar as punições. No papel. A gente sabe que quando vai pra prática no For Honor, tem coisas que não funcionam como deveriam. Então, teoricamente, ele vai anular teamfight ali de Medjai, né? Mas, com relação a imbloqueáveis, eu acho que abre um leque interessante. Tipo, você countera um tipo de personagem, mas não countera outro, né? Vamos ver o que eles vão falar.
We really tried our best. There was a game we came back, we made the biggest comeback, tried to get the momentum going, but in the end they just outplayed us around the end, and GG's to them, really.
You had some great plays in there as Varengian Guard. How does the hero feel to you? What did you like about it, and where did you find yourself struggling?
The hero feels really new and nice. Offensively, maybe he's not like the most like offensive character, but his defense is more than enough to compensate for that. Like neutral CCs, chain CCs, the full block recover cancel as well feels really cool to use. Really good full block as well, stops all the chain, so he did really feel like a defense machine.
Yeah, you had a couple moments in there where you really were able to...
Personagem muito uma máquina defensiva. Eu não acho, eu acho o BP uma máquina defensiva. Enfrentando múltiplos oponentes, né?
It was nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we'll go down the line if you want to pass the mic.
Cara, eu não vejo assim nada perto do que um BP faz, mas nem perto, sabe?
Obviously they came out the victor.
What was your moment where you thought, "Oh, we've got this," and then you realized, "No, we don't"?
I was a little tier 1. I just kept trying to like respawn and heal, but I couldn't. I kept dying. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
No,
just kept dying.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it happens to the best of us.
Velho, que é esse maluco de bengala parecendo um palhaço? Cara cabeludo e careca ao mesmo tempo.
Yeah, missed opportunity. I feel like if I'd have picked Warden, we might have just won at the end there.
Ó, Havok, esse maluco é gente boa.
I struggled against Normie, to be honest, on the new hero. He was just messing me up every time. You know, she's strong.
Queria jogar duelo de Warden, né?
Because of full block and all that stuff, so yeah, I'm going back to Jules. Full stresses me out.
And Mr. Spaniard, how was it fighting against the new hero?
Well, you can't full block a drop attack, so he's not Black Prior. Or she's not Black Prior, so that was my tactic. These guys persuaded me not to play Nusha in the last match, which was probably a good idea. But yeah, I think the new hero is amazing. Looks really cool. Was pretty scary when piloted by Normie, but honestly,
Galera, eu não tô tipo metendo uma tradução porque os caras só estão falando literalmente qualquer bosta, então não tem nada de interessante que eles estão falando não, tá? Tô mandando as piadinhas aqui porque a metade das pessoas da live já foram embora, né? Só que o pessoal esquece que tem um patch notes. Eu sinceramente acho que esse show match devia ter ficado pro final, porque aí eu nem passava ele, porque realmente eu acho totalmente irrelevante. Tem que ter essa aparência pra manter o InfoHub atualizado mesmo. É, meu, tem que ser maluco, né, Breno? Ah, mas ele, pelo menos ele presta um ótimo serviço pra comunidade, né? Não importa. Parece um ZZ Top do inferno. Um ZZ Top hippie. Ô, é sério, quanto tempo isso aí vai ficar na nossa tela? Fui. Patch notes, galera, patch notes.
Again with the winning team. How'd it go?
Yeah, it went amazing. I was super pleasantly surprised when I went, and I'm glad I could pick up the hero so fast.
Yeah, you were really ripping and tearing there with the Varengian Guard. How did she feel in your hands? What did you like?
The all guard, definitely, obviously. It's really strong in teamfights. And just having big hitboxes fly around, you are able to pop the all guard, and then you
boas hitboxes.
It's super strong. It shifts the momentum of the team fight.
Forte. Tá falando bem do personagem, né? Vamos ver depois o que eles falam.
Like, what are your pain points? Where are you going to have to work on it?
Well, her offense isn't the best of the best, but you have to work a bit harder. But once you do land your stuff, it's really satisfying, and you can still do everything on her. She's really consistent.
Yeah, she seems to have that real like surprise quality there. All right, let's toss it over to Mr. Nutella.
Yeah, so that match went great. Though I basically only did well because Normie asked me to swap off the Zerk. Playing a character like Tambushi into this character would be a death wish. You can't have too many big hitboxes around. She shuts them down instantly.
And Freeze, do you think
Olha aí, senhor de 90 anos.
You think so? You're bringing that up again, just like last time? No, they baited that out really well. I didn't expect that one. And my drop attack, I don't want to talk about that one.
Okay.
I don't.
How did it feel to fight against Varengian?
Yeah, during rehearsals I was playing Magi and it was not fun. I switched off that one and went a lot better. So yeah, big hitboxes, you really need to pay attention where you throw those around her.
Tem que prestar atenção quando atirar golpes contra ele com grandes hitboxes.
I just hugs everywhere.
You
Hugs
hug
for
your
everyone.
way to victory.
Absolutely.
How does it feel?
The hugging or the victory?
Yes.
Both. Great. Amazing. Love it. Love to spread the love.
Well, we have some prizes here for the winning team, as you can maybe see on camera. If you wanna pick that up, Normie, and just show the people at home. So, because we've got Varengian Guard, fully armored Viking.
Olha aí, cara, eles estão participando de um show match para ganhar chifre. Tem cara ganhando chifre aí em casa sem fazer nada, hein?
Or some Viking drinking horns here for you. So these prizes you can take home, you can show them off.
Ó, agora só ficou metade das pessoas na live. Os curiosos já foram embora, só ficou os raiz que querem ver o patch notes.
Everybody at home, stay tuned because we'll be right back with seasonal customization. Thank you, everyone.
Parte de customização agora. Vou aproveitar e já volto, galera.
Welcome back. I am joined once again by the always wonderful Alex. How are you doing today?
Absolutely fantastic.
So happy to have you back on the den.
Lovely to be here.
So today we've got, with the new hero, we've got new armor variations.
Vamos lá, novas variações de armadura. Será que temos aí? Vamos ver. Será que serão novas variações de armadura mesmo? Porque é só aquelas. Vou colocar minha câmera aqui de volta. Esses Battle Outfit aí, sempre muito feio, né?
For the mood effect, it is Katla's Quarry with a symbol that you'll really become very familiar with throughout the TU. Yeah.
And Katla's such a great name. I just love that for her.
Ornamento. A lealdade da guarda, porque eles são muito leais e muito ferozes. Será que tem a ferocidade deles também aí?
Looking forward to that. So again, you can get those in the free event pass February 1st through February 22nd. But I said armor variations, and I know that's what the people want. So what can you tell us about the armor variations?
Vamos ver essas armor variations aí.
That players should look for.
Sure. So this TU, we're going to have the continuation of the set that we started last season.
Continuação do set.
Knights and Samurai. This TU, we're going to be bringing Viking, Wulin, and Outlanders. So it is kind of light colors, very, very clean.
Nossa, olha o Conan aí, ó. Fizeram o Celta Conan finalmente?
Which I, for one, appreciate because I'm a big materials fan. If there's not a lot of material
Não tem nem vídeo dessa vez. Olha o Celta Conan aí, hein?
Exactly. It's fantastic for customization. This is
Só
also
faltou uma tanguinha.
receives an armor variation. So that's very exciting.
That is exciting. And anytime our favorite jungle boy gets some more drip added in, that's a good day. So you can look for these coming, like I said, February 1st through February 22nd. And then, shout out to the team, really.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to the team in Chengdu and the team here in Montreal that helped to create these armor variations. They worked really hard on them.
A mulher tá muito nervosa, olha o olho dela. Ela não sabe para onde olha.
Yeah, and so that's
completamente desconfortável.
You for joining us again, and I want to thank everyone at home for tuning in. Stay with us because we'll be right back. We've got patch notes with JC.
Finalmente, patch notes.
So don't go anywhere. We're going to show you the complete armor variations video right now, and then we'll be
Agora sim, o vídeo completo das variações de armadura. Cara, interessante esse Raider açougueiro. Eu não acho bonito, mas é diferente. Dá um aspecto completamente diferente, eu acho legal. Acho válido, bem açougueiro mesmo. Esse bárbaro feio. Feião. Ó o Conan! Ó o Conan, cara. Podiam meter um skin de Conan, né? Yomungander mais do mesmo. Warlord também. Não vi grande diferença de tudo que já tem. Xamã também não. Cara, o que tá mudando nesses personagens aí? Ah, essa roupinha lisa aí, a Valk de vestidinho de couro. A Valk de vestidinho de couro aí, ó. É que tá bonitinha, vai. Esse Jandy é bonito. Jandy é bonito, ó. Parece uma guarda... Uma guarda de elite, tá ligado? Achei legal esse Jandy aí. Shaolin. Bem cara de chinês vendedor de pastel. Tem até o chapéuzinho pra não cair cabelo na comida. Jangjun, pra mim é igual todos os outros Jangjuns. Diferença nenhuma. Zanru também, igual. Nuxia também, igualzinha das outras Nuxia. Luxia. Pirata, esse aí não consegue ficar bonito. O personagem porcaria sem propósito nenhum esse pirata aí. Que tal colocar roupas de pirata no pirata? Já pensaram nisso? Medjay basicamente igual, Medjay, né? Não sei o que tem de diferente aí nesse Medjay. A Fira também, sei lá, igual toda a Fira. Qual que vocês acharam melhor aí? Qual que vocês acharam mais legal? Gostei bastante do Raider, do Tianji, do Celta. É isso, acho que foi isso que eu achei melhor. Raider, Tianji, Celta, Valk também, gostei do vestidinho dela ali. Patch Notes aqui provavelmente vou ter que fechar minha cara, né, pra não ficar na frente ali do... Pra não ficar na frente do Patch Notes. Então vou fechar aqui pra não atrapalhar.
Welcome back, everybody. Just thank you for joining us.
Aumentar pouquinho.
We're going to go into the patch notes with, once again, Lord and Savior JC. Welcome back to the couch, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All
Happy
right.
to be back.
Good, yeah, good to have you back too. I mean, we just saw some incredible exhibition matches there. Like, really cool to see the
Those were
players.
some really close matches.
Yeah,
We were like in the back there.
Não inventem de nerfar Hitokiri, pelo amor de Deus.
I love to just to see that the new players on that too. We saw some cool customization as well from the last team.
Buff pro Ordem.
Now we're here to talk a bit about patch notes. It's be pretty
Nerf
straightforward.
no Orochi
We're
e no
really
Bárbaro.
focusing, for now, really nerfs to two specific heroes
Dois
that are above the
heróis,
right now in the meta, right? So we're gonna
especificamente,
talk about
serão
first
nerfados. Primeiro é o
Shinobi!
Shinobi! Muito bem. O Heavy de abertura irá dar 22 de dano de 24. Diminuiu um pouquinho o dano do Heavy de abertura do Shinobi, quase ninguém usa. Os Lights de abertura agora dá 12 de 14. E o teleporte dá 20 de 24. Reduziu um pouquinho o dano do Shinobi. Não acho que vai fazer grande diferença. É, nada a ver dele teleporte damage. Já colocar deflect, né?
And then it leads to a very potent mix-up. So because of this, like we felt like we really need to lower the damage there a little bit. We've looked a lot.
Eu acho que só nerf de dano no Shinobi não ajuda muito não. Mas beleza.
It's a targeted nerf to that specific ability because it's so strong. Because Shinobi has a very good ability to deflect with a double dodge. So we want to address the damage first, and then we see again.
Shinobi basicamente ele tem duas chances de dar deflect, né? A Fira, o Sidelight de abertura tem menos range, ótimo. Esse Sidelight, um locado, tava uma coisa de maluco, né? Quem joga sabe. O Sidelight da Fira tava um nojo. Então, agora ele vai ter menos alcance. Top Heavy de abertura dá 25 de dano. Down, né? Diminuiu. De 27 vai dar 25. Top Heavy pra mim não é problema nenhum. Mas esse Sidelight, porra. E o Left Red Moon. O que é o Left Red Moon? É o que joga na parede, será? Deixa eu ouvir ele falar ali.
We didn't go back to what they were at launch, but they're kind of like it's a nice little middle point, right? So to make sure that she's not overbearing and too difficult to fight when you're in team fights with her.
Gotcha.
Then we also lowered the top heavy finisher from top heavy opener rather, sorry, from to 25 from 27, and the left red moon from 16 to 10. So this is another targeted nerf here. Specifically to our wall splat ability. So essentially,
é isso. É pra diminuir a punição dela, porque essa punição também tá bem ridícula, né? Você dava um side heavy de 12 de dano, dava um all splat e depois dava um top heavy de 27. Então eles meio que nerfaram tudo ali. Top Heavy vai ser 25 e a punição total vai dar 35 de dano. É isso.
We still want to see if this is going to be enough. If it is not enough, we will take further action. But for now, we'd rather we take like smaller steps to get into
E aí eles falaram, vamos tentar dar essa nerfadinha para ver se melhora, porque se não melhorar a gente vai ter que fazer alguma coisa, né? Ou seja, para não mexer nesse mix-up dela, de jogar o cara na parede e garantir os golpes, eles diminuíram os danos envolvidos nesse movimento. Então é isso. Então o sidelight dela ainda tem um range ok, ele falou. Ainda tem uma trajetória legal, mas diminui um pouquinho. E é isso. Não mexeram. E nem vou mexer, cara. Ai, meu Deus, esses dash ataque me deixam doido. Não vou mexer.
Sounds good. And again,
É
we're
isso.
always watching. That's it for all of you out there. We do watch.
Pouquinho, mais importante, vai.
And you know, one of the ways
Importante.
we do that through is through the use of bug reporter. You've probably heard of
Galera, ó,
on the den
importante, manda pra galera, ó, Bug Reporter, tá? forhonor.ubisoft.com/Bug Reporter. Todo mundo que tem problemas no jogo, manda lá pra eles esse problema, tá? As pessoas me procuram, tal, e eu às vezes não tenho mecanismos, então vocês que precisam mandar pra eles lá essas reclamações.
issue is that we tend to also see a lot of feedback kind of being sent in Bug Reporter. It's not bad to give feedback. You know, we don't want to discourage anybody from giving feedback.
Definitely not.
Yeah, for sure. And we just really want to kind of encourage you to use like more of our social media channels or places like Reddit or other forums to kind of go and provide your suggestions or your feedback or things like that. And keep Bug Reporter mostly for bugs. Again, we do have teams of people who go through and review that stuff, and we want them to make sure that they're focusing on the important aspects.
É, só isso, só isso. Patch Notes econômico, né?
The quality of the experience overall. So again, please,
É que assim, eles deixam mais pra fazer essas correções no meio, né? Tipo assim, imagina que toda a atenção agora tá lançada pro personagem. Então eles só vão mexer no basicão ali, não iam mexer em nada muito. Reduzir dano é reduzir dano. É simples, né? Aperta um botão lá. Reduz o dano, tá ligado?
I can say from experience, we have a wonderful person on the team called Sam, who regularly sends me some of the bugs on the bug reporter to look at, to go, okay, so how, like, is this a bug? How do we enter this? Like, you know, what's going on right now? If it's like a one-time occurrence that, you know, it's like,
é nada
it's an actual problem,
de testing grounds. Nada do testing grounds do Celta, do Medjay e da PK. Esquece! Provavelmente isso daí vai ser mais pra frente. Como eu disse, eles... É tipo os funcionário preguiçoso que ele quer sempre ter trampo. Então ele não pode trabalhar muito de uma vez, entendeu? Ele faz de pouquinho em pouquinho.
Pictures, screenshots, videos, links, stuff like that. It just helps us. So the more details, the more descriptive you can be, the easier it is for us to kind of investigate, track things down, find the best fixes on our side. So thank you for that. And a final note too, you know, if you use Bug Reporter, which again we encourage you to do, go back and check it every now and then, because sometimes, you know, honestly, we maybe have questions for you. So Bug Reporter kind of works two ways. You know, you can send that information to us, but we may also kick it back to you and ask for more feedback, maybe more details, screenshots, videos, that kind of stuff. So add as much details as you can and keep checking back in case maybe we have.
Quem tava aí no chat perguntando, falando que não conseguia jogar o jogo, que não sei o que lá, ó, manda pros caras lá. É eles que vão ajudar vocês. Se bem que eu acho que esse Bug Reporter é mais pra coisa interna do jogo, tipo, caiu num buraco que não existe no cenário, essas coisas, né?
Having that back and forth, that you took the time to enter a bug, we're super appreciative, and that if we come back to you, like, it's really useful as well, because if you really want those issues to be fixed, if we need more information, that means we really need it, and we can get onto it and actually fix it.
Absolutely. Cool. So thank you for that. And thank you, JC, again, for being here today to again introduce the Varengian, help out with all of that, and to go over the patch notes. So much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So stick around, though, because we're coming back with our wrap-up and outro, where we got some more awesome fun things to show you all. So don't go
Muito
anywhere.
bem. Agora acabou a live, praticamente, né? Tem essa parte do wrap-up aí, que é tipo assim... Eles vão mandar lá um passe... O passe não, aqueles traje... Né? Traje de batalha, uma ou outra comemoraçãozinha. Uns bagulho que sempre tem no final, né? Sempre tem no final. Então, como eu sempre faço aqui, como essa parte de wrap-up é sempre bem inútil, eu dou o resumo de tudo que a gente teve na live. Então fica aí, se você chegou no fim da live, ou no meio, você quer ver o que teve, de importante, eu vou dar aquele mega resumo. Normalmente em 10 minutinhos eu falo do personagem novo, eu falo de tudo que vai ter, tá? Não vão embora. Daqui a pouquinho eu já dou... Só vou esperar para ver o que eles vão falar aqui. E é isso, se vocês não deixaram o like aí, galera, deixa o like aí, por favor. Pra quem não me segue na Twitch ainda, Lenhador Gameplay lá na Twitch, onde eu faço live lá toda semana. A gente fala sobre meta, faz conteúdo, de vez em quando a gente joga sério. A maioria das vezes partida joga brincando, mas tenho certeza que sempre quem quer aprender mais sobre o jogo aprende bastante lá nas nossas lives. Bom, eu acho que eu já vou meter o resumão aqui. O pessoal tá muito devagar. Essa live aí tá muito devagar. Vai, falaram agora. Vamos ver, vai, o que eles vão falar. Opa!
Community to see this for so long because as the person who reads all of the things I've heard Armored Viking.
Bom, para quem não viu, para quem não viu aí, esse é o novo personagem, né? Varengian, ou Varegue, Guarda Varegue, tá? Em português, Guarda Varegue. É um herói Viking, vai ser lançado dia 1 de fevereiro, dia 1º de fevereiro, tá? E aí no dia 14, que é o aniversário do For Honor, ele já vai ficar disponível para vocês comprar lá por 15 mil de aço.
And then we'll also have the new armor variations. So yeah, we've got the Viking.
As novas armaduras aí, variações de armaduras, já vai entrar também.
You know, anytime I get more material surface on anyone, that's great. So this is a good armor variation one for my tastes.
Nice.
If chat disagrees, well, that's fine. And then we've also got 3 Hero Fests coming up: Nobushi, Blackbriar, and Afira.
Awesome.
As well as a throwback event.
Vai ter a Zero Fest, vai ter Blackbriar's Repost, um evento que eu não lembro qual que é do Blackbriar.
Yeah, so some people will finally turn 4 this year. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Happy. Oh, we're over here now. We're over here. Happy birthday for you leap year babies. So it is time for us once again, and I made sure that Havoc is forced to watch this out in the other room. We've got Community Corner, so let's take a look at some video submissions, video and art submissions from the community.
Ah, é videozinho da comunidade que...
Because I make sure not to see it beforehand, so...
it's always a surprise for this guy.
It is. I like being surprised.
I edit the video, so I know.
Yeah.
I pick them too.
That's where we
are. All right, so first up, we've got Not Today, Satan, submitted by Ariamus.
What is this?
This is not today. It's not going to happen.
Just get him! How is he still alive?
Wants it so bad. he finally trades. Then we've got Catgirl Nobu by @HumbleShark.
Oh, eu vou mandar meu cosplay de novo pros caras. Pra eles mostrarem. Por que eles não mostraram meu cosplay?
Then we got the bot goes. Submitted by Vidal the King, one of our frequent submissioners. Submissioners on a Thursday.
We're making up words. So
there
we go.
This was funny because sometimes you wind up in a situation where somebody rage quits and there's a bot there, and you're like, oh, we're definitely gonna lose now, but not today.
Is the bot gonna clutch? Is it gonna clutch?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Man. At least it's Anúncia, which is one of my favorite heroes in the game, so I'm always excited. Even to see.
Tentando dar bash no bot, é só você dar um GB do neutro que ela toma.
I think there's something there. I think we need to look into that.
Yes, go Anúncia.
New spot for the clutch. And then this one made me happy. Samurai won a round of the faction war, and I like this one because we have Knights, Vikings, and Samurai all with a win.
That's that's good, I guess. What?
And then Beyblade, more like Beyblade. I have no idea what's happening here. I showed this to Vanessa. She was like, "I've never seen this. I've never seen this happen."
That's fun.
Yeah, Warden Copter goes.
How is that happening?
So there you go. Havoc out in the other room. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you all at home enjoyed that as well. But no, that's not all. We've got more stuff.
Oh, that's very true. Very true.
Vai ter mais coisa. Mais coisa inútil, né? As coisas boas.
We've got some content of the week to talk about as well. So I know we're focusing a lot on the Varangian Guard launching next week on February 1st. But hey, guess what? Today, January 25th, we also have a Hero Fest for everybody's favorite War Mommy. That's right, coming out free to play.
Olha, execução legal essa, hein, da Áustria. Bonita. Gostei, ó. Eu gosto de execução brutal, assim, rápida e brutal.
I absolutely love the perspective from the person who's getting executed on that one. That's how I want to end all my meetings.
And just
someone do that to me, please.
I feel like I don't want to go into a meeting with you in the future. That's okay. We'll Skype it. We'll go on Teams. But we have some more content as well. Starting next week for a limited time, starting February 1st through the 22nd, a new illustrious outfit.
Ah lá, os outfits sempre um mais feio que o outro.
So again, support the Varangian Guard for heroes who are not the Varangian Guard as well. So that's cool. Also, a new limited time execution, the gruesome punishment, available for 10k steel. Get it while it's hot.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
It's very hot and glowing hot. So yes.
I love that Holda's just running around with a red hot poker somewhere.
I gotta imagine that hurts, but
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And then we've got, don't forget, it is February 14th coming up on us, which is the anniversary of For Honor. It's not just
Dia 14, aniversário do For Honor. Junto com o meu aniversário, galera. Eu faço aniversário no mesmo dia que For Honor, tá? E aí vai ter duas cores e o emote. Fogos. A gente já falou disso.
Which is so cool. Like, I love that kind of. I love those details. They're always so amazing.
So the fireworks will always coordinate with your drip, which is the most important thing.
There you go. Also, we've got, and if you're like me, Brian, and you maybe enjoy the music of this season, well, we've got a special surprise for you as well. Starting next week,
Vamos ver,
you will be able to download the
as músicas.
Swords of Injustice, the
For Honor.
game soundtrack for this whole year, composed by Luke St.
Legal, interessante.
Banger
And it's amazing.
Banger after banger.
I know.
I saw someone in chat earlier saying that, asking like, "Is this a Luke St. Pierre certified banger?" And the answer is yes.
It definitely is. Yeah. So there you go. So next week, you see the link. You saw the link on screen. We'll have the links posted around. But yes, it's ubisoftmusic.ffm.to/Swords of Injustice, and you too can download and re-listen to all the awesome music that we
also
have.
find it on all the places.
Galera, a live tá chegando no fim aí. Quem estiver assistindo aí, dá um salve só pra mim saber quem ficou até o final aí. Ver quem foi os guerreiros do chat, porque a maioria já foi embora, né?
Just remind you that we have a new Arcade Weekly quest, the Ryoshi's Awakening, running from January 25th through February 1st, and also an event order planned for this weekend, Honorable Slayer Challenge. So, in honor,
vou dar um salve pra quem ficou no final aí, até o fim comigo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do that.
Vikings like killing, and now they have more incentive to do it.
Right.
So, Knights and Samurai, give them hell.
Yeah.
At least try to stop them.
Just try. Just try.
So yeah, that about wraps it up. A quick reminder: join our official For Honor. I did that in rehearsal too. For Honor Mints. For Honor Tournament Discord. The link should be getting dropped in chat over there right now. Thank you for watching. Remember to follow us on all the social medias. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on.
É isso.
We have a subreddit.
Então vamos lá.
Also the @Ubisoft TikTok where we post content. So if you like to see Shigoki moving that cake, follow.
Acabou. Beleza, vamos recapitular aqui, né? Recapitulando, tá? Vamos lá, title update. Eu já vou dar o salve para todo mundo que tá mandando salve aí, tá? No finzinho da live. Então o novo herói ele chega agora dia 1º de fevereiro. Ele chega para quem pagar DLC, tem que comprar, certo? E aí dia 14, 2 semanas depois, ele vai estar disponível para você comprar ali. Creio eu que seja por 15 mil de aço, tá? 15 ou 20, depende da... Eu acho que é 15, normalmente é 15, tá? Também chega um evento, o passe, né? Dia 1º de fevereiro. Assim como as novas variações de armadura que eles mostraram aqui. O Hero Fest vai ser 22 de fevereiro, 29 e 7 de março. E o evento lá do BP. É isso. Title Update 2 é isso. Fim do ano 7 de For Honor. Aqui eles já anunciaram o ano 8 de For Honor. Tá? Então, conteúdo garantido de For Honor para mais um ano. Outra coisa interessante que eles anunciaram na live aqui foram os mapas. Aliás, eles vão reconverter 2 mapas, tá, em modo domínio. Ou seja, vai ter 2 mapas novos para o modo domínio. Esses mapas, creio eu, que vai ser aquele da floresta lá, que tem na eliminação, que eu esqueci o nome. E aquele que tem uma pontezinha de fogo também. São modos que tem no eliminação e tem no tributo, mas não tem no modo domínio. Então eles vão pegar esses mapas, vão converter e vão fazer esses mapas para domínio, tá? Eu chutei da minha cabeça o que eu acho que vai ser, não tenho certeza. Beleza? Então é isso. E isso vem para o ano 8 de For Honor. Ou seja, daqui um ano, tá? Mas vai ter, anunciado. Outra coisa, eles vão lançar o Legacy Pass, que é um passe que vocês vão ter acesso a skins que já foram lançados nos outros passes de batalha. Então quem começou a jogar o For Honor hoje, não jogava antigamente, não teve acesso a essas skins antigas, vai ter acesso com o Legacy Pass, mais ou menos. De uma forma resumida, tá? O novo personagem é esse aqui, né? O nosso querido Varengian. Resumidamente, é uma personagem da Guarda Varegue, que é a guarda de elite do Império Bizantino, guerreiros nórdicos, né, que lutavam ali no Império Bizantino. Eles não são tão antigos quanto os vikings retratados no começo do jogo, então ele já tem armadura, usa um machadão e tal. Ele é genderlock mulher, é o bárbaro mulher. Beleza? Isso aí que tá passando, vamos ver o que mais nós temos. Tá aqui e tal, tem todo o conceito do personagem. Nós passamos pelo moveset dele, nas armas, certo? É um personagem que muitas coisas foram criadas do zero, mas a gente percebeu aqui que algumas animações dele não são do zero nada, né? Então, com relação ao moveset, tá? Nós temos a sequência ali de ataque leve. Os ataques leve dele tem defesa superior e ele é enhanced, né? São aprimorados, ele empurra a guarda, então é um ótimo ataque leve. O ataque finalizador pesado, ele é imbloqueável, tá? Então você tem leve leve pesado e pesado e leve, basicamente. Ele tem um bash do neutro, né, que garante o ataque leve. E depois do ataque imbloqueável, ele tem a chance de dar uma cabeçada ali com o botão de quebra de guarda que reinicia a chain dele. Além disso, ele tem um cancelamento de cover ali com um full block parecido com o Aramuxa, só que é um full block que dá stun no cara que bate. O cara que bate, assim, ele vai ficar stunado um tempo ali, vai dar tempo de você ou seus aliados punirem ele. Ele também tem dash ataque com ataque leve. E é isso. Basicamente, esses são as propriedades do novo personagem. Ah, ele tem defesa superior nas esquivas também. Tá? Interessante. Tem os feats também, que a gente já falou resumidamente, mas vou falar de novo. Os feats dele, deixa eu ver aqui, ele demonstra. O feat 1, ele cura quando ele executar a defesa superior. Tá? Ele cura os aliados em volta, ele cura 10 de dano. O feat 2, quando você acerta o imbloqueável, não, o imbloqueável é do terceiro. O feat 2, cara, esqueci que faz o feat 2, peraí. Vou lembrar que faz o feat 2. Feat 2, quando você... Primeira defesa superior. Quando você dá um crush encounter, você aumenta a sua defesa. Tá? E o feat 3, quando você dá um imbloqueável, você dá um buff de dano a todo mundo que está em volta. O feat 4 é tipo a chuva de palmito do Celta e fica uma bandeira, como se fosse a bandeira de level 2 do Bárbaro ali, de debuff, né? Inimigos. É isso. Tivemos um showmatchzinho aqui, bem morno, né? Que não deu para ver muita coisa. E os patch notes. Patch notes a gente teve mudanças de dano básicas no Shinobi, tá? Com o heavy de abertura dando 22 de dano agora, vai dar de 22 de 24. O light de abertura vai dar menos dano também, vai dar 2 a menos de dano, tá? E o deflect dele vai dar 4 a menos de dano. Já a Fira, o side light dela de abertura, ele vai ter uma hitbox menor para pegar golpes externos, né? O pessoal estava abusando disso. O top heavy dela vai dar 25 de dano, de 27. E a punição, aquele heavy in chain dela, que ela joga o cara pro lado na parede, garantia um top heavy, ele vai dar 10 de dano de 16. Tudo isso para nerfar aquela sequência dela, que a Fira te coloca no mix-up dela, ela vai garantir o side heavy te joga na parede, te garante um top heavy e continua a chain. Então, eles para nerfar isso agora deram uma nerfada nos danos para ver se melhora. É basicamente isso, galera. Vou ler os salves dos fiéis que ficaram até agora. Vamos lá. Quem mandou o salve aqui é a hora que eu pedi. Não são todos, né? Tem mais de 40 pessoas que já ficaram até o fim. Mas o salve pro Alec da Rosa, Netvander, Jonathan Solve, Ramon, Tir de Bic, Túlio Ângelo, Arthur Rodrigues, Roger Man, Vovozinho Gameplay. Tem mais? O Alan Antunes. E é isso. Quem pediu salve foi só esse. Galera, seguinte. Obrigado a todo mundo que ficou até agora, tá? Bastante live, né? E talvez mais tarde eu faça live lá na Twitch de gameplay, aquela zoeira que a gente faz sempre. Aí a gente troca uma ideia de forma mais aberta. Aqui no YouTube eu gosto de deixar as informações bonitinhas registradas e por isso que eu tô fazendo live aqui, certo? Obrigado de coração pela presença de todos vocês. Deixem o like aí. E é isso. Antes do lançamento do personagem, eu tô mandando um tutorial para vocês, certo? Valeu, meus queridos. Um abraço e até a próxima.